Nakuru by 29 points to 15. So on a poor run of form also. So two clubs who really need to get the win today if they're to make it to the season-ending playoffs. Coming up at 4 p.m. will be the big one. It's going to be between Impala Saracens and the top flight Nakuru. Also another playoff crunch encounter. A win for Nakuru takes them above Impala if they win the 4 p.m. kickoff. So the fans have already settled into their sitting positions. And we just await now the kickoff from our referees this afternoon. Match day 13 of the 2018-2019 Kenya Cup season. After this weekend, I think we do have 3 more games to go. Alpha Setemesi there. As Homeboys do walk down the tunnel. Billy Odhiambo back in the Mwamba squad, having broken his jaw during the National 7 series. He's had a couple of games also for Mwamba. Pivotal game. Let's see who will settle in first and make all the right plays, because it's one area which I thought affected Mwamba. Not Mwamba, but Homeboys in the 17 to 16 point loss against Nondis 2 weeks ago. They had the game for the taking, but poor decision making really cost them. Sun is out here, very hot sunny afternoon. The conditions that we've had from January have crept into March. They normally say that the March is normally the start of the long rain season. Our center referees there, Barry Lakinyi, assisted by Joseph Mumo and Alfred Okwemba. There will be a moment of silence. A moment of silence for Derek Obiero of USIU, who passed on early this week. And the moment of silence for Derek Obiero, who passed on earlier this week from a brain tumor. We may his soul rest in peace, and we comfort with the family of Obiero and USIU during this trying time. Formerly also, he also did have a stint also at Cabras Sugar in his rugby career. So, kickoff time here, match day 13. Homeboys in the yellow, Mwamba in the black. Mwamba playing from left to right, Homeboys playing from right to left. And kickoff there by Tony Omondi. And it's won there by Agustin Lugonzo, who puts that ball, doesn't find touch, and finds Mwamba again.
Mwamba looking to build right from that wayward kick from Agustin Lugonzo. Tucking down the short side, that is the captain, Patrick Rohio, formerly of the Strathmore Leos. Eugene Nzioka with the delivery, and this is a line break early on for Mwamba. Try line was beckoning, but that desperate tackle just curtailing the moment of glory. But Collins Injera, that was a difficult ball to catch, but he did catch it and carried the ball another 3 or 4 meters forward. This is good forward movement coming from Mwamba. The delivery is short as they look to get Homeboys on the back foot. What a way to respond from the restart. The DJ is literally kicking away possession, and will they be made to pay? That is Patrick Rohio. He was played in by Tony Warren. He goes over for the opening try, William Juguna.
Absolutely. Good play there coming in from Mwamba from the kickoff. Wayward kick, as you mentioned there, from Agustin Lugonzo, being punished there by Mwamba, who've kept the ball alive for close to 7-8 phases there, and they were able to get over the whitewash, and surely it must be the fastest try of the season that we've had. Straight from the kickoff there, they were able to go through the phases, and Mwamba get the opening try of the afternoon. Tony O'Ward just able to shrug off 2-3 defenders there, and the skipper Patrick Rohio crashing over the line and giving Mwamba the early lead here. We've barely played a minute and 55 seconds of the opening of the first half, and already Mwamba do have a 5-pointer. A win for Mwamba takes them above Impala for a couple of hours before Impala do beat or do play Nakuru RFC in the 4 p.m. kickoff.
Yes, remember that match between Nakuru and Impala is the second fixture on this double-header weekend from the Impala club as a conversion sails between the sticks. Mwamba extending their lead to 7-0. Barely 3 minutes into the match, capitalizing on that wayward kick from Agustin Lugonzo to build and eventually score. And this was the moment Tony O'War with the final play before Patrick Rohio barged over the chalk for the opening 5-pointer. The conversion attempt was successful, and it is Mwamba in a 7-0 lead. This is hard running once again from Mwamba. Steven Sikuta, much to the excitement of the crowd here at the Impala club, goes down under a storm of dust. Very Lakinyi calling for the infringement. There is some respite for Homeboys.
Yeah, Mwamba off to a very good start, and Homeboys just yet to settle in this game. They're lying the big ball carriers here from Mwamba just to dictate play. Very late tackles being done, and could come to bite them back in this encounter. And very sloppy play there from Homeboys in his opening minutes, but still a long way to go. Still have 7 minutes to get their house in order. And let's see what they can do from this line out to be taken by John Cruz Abinta.
You know, William, just talking about Homeboys struggling in the opening minutes of this fixture. They have struggled throughout this season. Remember, after last season's exploits where they won the Enterprise Cup and reached the Kenya Cup semi-finals, they were touted as title contenders. That project has been a white elephant this season, struggling even to make the playoffs with the matches coming thick and fast.
Kick that box kick there by Agustin Lugonzo, but the referee's whistle had already gone. She spotted an infringement, and it's going to be advantage here for the DJs.
Just catch a glimpse there of former Kenya international and Mwamba assistant coach Tito Oduk. He also had stints at Mean Machine and Kenya Harlequin. Experienced traveler of the game.
First scrum of the afternoon between these two sides here. Let's see who will get the edge. Simon Odongo there, just keeping a close eye on things. Not happy with the way the season has panned out. 3 consecutive losses. Can they stop that bad run here? Lugonzo finds a Sena. Sena finds Muhati. Remke. Jeff Oloch was a battering ram in the last game against Nondis, but I just thought maybe his decision making wasn't the best. Collins Injera with a quick tap already. I don't think they were the full 10 yards, and Collins Injera is off. Injera, no one's going to catch him. Will that try be given? Yes, it will be.
Definitely Collins Injera using all his strength and experience there. Just taking the quick tap penalty, shrugging off the challenge that was coming from the Homeboys defender before racing clear to score the second try. 5 minutes into the game, Mwamba with a 12-0 lead over Homeboys. William, are we bracing ourselves for a high-scoring match?
Absolutely. It's going to be a very high-scoring game here. Remember, if Mwamba do get the bonus point, they go to 38 points, and already you can... I thought the referee was actually going to call for Homeboys not being the 10 yards, but he let play on, and Colin Injera, no stopping him from there. Very experienced player. There's no way you're going to catch him from such a kind of a position. And Homeboys being punished for that infringement there at the breakdown as Tony Omondi lines up this conversion for Mwamba.
Remember, Collins Injera among the leading try scorers in the 2018-2019 Kenya Cup season. And just adding one more to his tally as Tony Omondi's conversion attempt sails wide. We're heading into 7 minutes of this fixture. I'll just see that slow motion replay. Collins Injera just coasting over the chalk for Mwamba's second try.
Boris Otieno there, a good run, and the referee penalizes Mwamba, and Barry Lakini calls back the play there. First time that Homeboys are in the Mwamba 22. Already 2 tries down. It's 12-0. 7 minutes gone here at the Impala Club. Match day 13 of the 2018-2019 Kenya Cup season. And the DJs have opted to go to the sticks. They do have a reliable kicker in Evan Asena. Can he land the first point on the board for the DJs? They're trailing by 12, and they don't want this lead to balloon any further.
Indeed, you need to keep in touch with your opposition. Remember, we've seen previous occasions where Homeboys have elected to run the ball instead of going for the easier option of 3 points and just reducing the deficit. I think those lessons have been learned. Evin Asena, the man tasked with the kicking duties. And it has been a very incident-filled 8 or so minutes. 2 tries from Mwamba. Can Asena reduce the deficit for Homeboys? And his kick bounces off against the post. The scores remain 12-0, but it is still Homeboys with the forward momentum. Etemesi just pouncing onto that loose ball, goes to ground. Augustine Lugonzo marshalling his troops. Plays it to Asena. Asena has a man in support, but that was sloppy from Homeboys. Desperately scampering back. Barry Lakini calls for the infringement.
Missed opportunity there for the DJs. It looked like a very straightforward kick, and it is actually going in before it clung on the post. And there was no respect there for the DJs. They couldn't get that ball and get into an attacking rhythm. So it's going to be a scrum ball for Mwamba, if I'm not wrong.
Indeed, it is a Mwamba scrum feed. Eugene Nzioka, the former Strathmore man. Quite a number of former Strathmore players in the Mwamba lineup. Tony O'War, Patrick Rohio, Billy Odhiambo, and Eugene Nzioka. There is Tony O'War making a comeback after 2 seasons out with serious knee injury. It's good to see him back at the highest level of Kenyan club rugby.
Turnover there by Homeboys. Brian Juma acted quickest there and is able to feed that ball to Lugonzo now. Lugonzo from this rack, what can he do? It's very slow ball coming from there. That's what maybe what Homeboys want here, to play the ball at pace. Asena, Muhati, not really getting over the advantage line, gets it now to Jeff Oloch. Oloch going for the kick. Wrong option there as Collins Injera just plucks that ball out of the sky.
This is Greg Odhiambo, latest Mwamba player to go into contact. Massive clear out from the Mwamba forwards. They play it close down the left flank.
Billy Odhiambo there. was a neck tackle on him, so it's going to be Mwamba ball here. Nothing seeming to be going the right of Homeboys this afternoon in these opening exchanges. There was a high tackle on Billy Odhiambo, and Patrick Royo just having a word with Barry Lakinyi. And
that is, I believe, Emmanuel Mavala, the Homeboys captain. Probably Barry Lakinyi just urging both sets of players to tone down
on the high tackles. World Rugby has really been tough on those high tackles, especially on the neck area and on the shoulder area. So you get penalized if you go too high. And advantage to Mwamba. 11 minutes gone. It's Mwamba who are leading by 12 points to 0. Try by Patrick Royo and Collins Injera with the conversion by Tony Onyango, giving them the early lead here on match day 13 of the 2018-2019 Kenya Cup season. So Salaton Muturi with the line-out throw here for Mwamba. Finds Steve Sikuta, and Sikuta is able to barrel his way past two defenders there from Homeboys, and it's a good opportunity here for Mwamba here.
That was Eugene Sudi with that carry for Mwamba. Nzioka just looking for support. He was a bit patient, but eventually plays it through. Mwamba looking to attack down the right flank. Tony Omondi dances, finds his way to the floor again. Nzioka with the distribution, this time claimed once again by Sudi. Seeing a lot of contact early on.
Ball has been turned over by Homeboys. Good defense from the DJs, but I think the referee said it was illegal. And Jeff Oloch there thought he would go on a very good run, but the referee has called it back. Good play coming from the breakdown from Homeboys if there's anything that could go right for them, but the referee has said it was illegal. So don't know who's scrum putting. It will be Mwamba's scrum putting. Eugene Nzioka there, and a promising opportunity for Mwamba to get try number 3, and we've barely played quarter of an hour in this encounter.
As the sun continues to kiss the Impala club, temperatures floating at around 27, 28 degrees Celsius for that matter. Nzioka with the distribution out wide. Tony Omondi just played in Greg Odhiambo there. This is hard running coming through from Mwamba. They are within inches of the Homeboys try line. Nzioka plays it to Tony Owor. He has been critical for Mwamba in close contact. Nzioka once again has gotten another clean delivery from his forwards. You can see what Mwamba doing, just keeping it tight, looking to poke holes in the Homeboys defense. They do have the DJs on the back foot. That was Omola, George Omola. Latest ball carrier for Mwamba to gain another meter or so. Penalty advantage remains with the DJs. Just catch a glimpse there of Mwamba club president Alvas Onguru to the extreme right of this picture. Former Mwamba chairman.
I think he's also joined there by Larry Asego.
Larry Asego is a former Mwamba fly half. Elder brother of former Kenya Sevens international Lavin Asego, who also played his club rugby at this very side, Mwamba RFC.
Yeah, an alumni of St. Mary's Yala School in Siaya County. Just produced very excellent players down the years, likes of Patricia Gunda, Eden Aguero, if I'm not wrong, also Vincent Tunyala, Oliver Mangeni, and many others who have come through the supply line of St. Mary's Yala. Great rugby school. And also did produce the departed, the late Richard Sidindi.
There is a man on the floor there for Mwamba. It looks like the man in shirt number 7, Collins Injera. Looks to have taken a knock.
seems to be okay, walking very gingerly. But I think he will be fine. As Mwamba get a 5-yard scrum here. Been the better side in this opening 15 minutes of the first half. 2 tries to 0. And probably they're looking for a 3rd try and probably a 4th try. Maybe get the bonus point that will move them up to 5th on the log. Good scrum there. Antonio Ward going on a very good run there.
That was a barging run from the former Kenya number 8. And this is an opportunity that has been spurned by Mwamba. But certainly they do have the upper hand.
Was just yet to settle in this game. They haven't gone through any kind of phase. Haven't had any possession or territory. And you can see there Tony Onyango popping that ball out. And advantage still with Mwamba here. Can they leave here with a 5-pointer? Collins Injera, Onyango, Tony Ward, sacking 1 or 2 or 3 defenders here. Cut out pass there. Good play there coming in from Mwamba here. From Billy Odhiambo. Tried to barge his way past the defense. Collins Injera there being held up. Good defense coming in from the DJs. It's once again Mwamba on the attack here. Can they finish it off?
That was brilliant play from Mwamba. It excites the crowd in the stands. They do have the forward movement there. There's Tony Omondi. That was a bit rushed from the young fly half. They are surging forward.
The referee's arm is out for an advantage, or is advantage over. Tito Duke, they're just complaining about that call because there was an alleged intercept there by Mwamba, which should have been punished by the referee. It's all Mwamba here. Next one to try his luck.
That was Deus Mudaki. He was played in by Eugene Nzioka, but referee Barry Lakinyi had called for the earlier infringement. And let's just see, that was Steven Sikuta bumping up his opposition before floating it to George Omola.
Mwamba opting to go now to the corner. Get this Leonard Road and the mall moving. They probably will overpower the DJs. Simon Odongo just cutting a very disappointed figure in what he's seeing so far in the first half. As Salatul Muturi now goes to the line out. It's been one-way traffic for the last 6 or 7 minutes. It's Mwamba dominating. Tony Ward loses that ball there, and that line-out throw was not straight, and all that momentum and advantage which Mwamba had created for the last 7 or so minutes has come to naught here, and it's going to be Homeboys who will breathe a huge sigh of relief from that line-out with that crooked throw by Mwamba. 19 minutes gone here at the Impala Club. Match day 13, Mwamba leading Homeboys by 12 points to 0. The try scorers, the skipper Patrick Rohio and Collins Injera. And Homeboys yet to come to the party. They haven't fired a shot so far.
That's Augustine Lugonzo with the scrum feed. The defensive end of their territory. And this is a bit risky from the DJs, looking to run themselves out of trouble. Will they be able to do so? Leon Adongo is in space. Beautiful interplay there. There was a tackle, and the possession has been turned over. Hard running from Greg Odhiambo. Greg Odhiambo, brilliant individual try, William Juguna.
Absolutely. Made the tackle there, got the pass, and once again, Homeboys punished for sloppy play in defense there. Can see Larry Asego clapping, saluting that try. As you can see, it was a break by Homeboys, and the man at fullback there, Greg Odhiambo, shrugging off 1, 2, 3 defenders and planting the ball over the whitewash. Try number 3 for Mwamba, and it's 17 points to 0 with the conversion kick to come. And once again, the link-up play in the Homeboys backs there, costing them a 5-pointer. They look certain to score the try on the other end but they were punished there. Good defense by Mwamba as Tony Omondi lines up this conversion.
And William Juguna, we questioned the wisdom from Homeboys in running that ball from deep in their territory. They were punished moments later. Greg Odhiambo forcing the turnover and racing clear to add a third try for Kulabu. Tony Omondi, the man tasked with the kicking duties, is unsuccessful as the scores remain 17-0. We have 19 minutes to play. We've just crossed over the 20-minute mark. Let's just see that crucial tackle from Horace Otieno. Greg Odhiambo reacted quickest to the loose ball, and he did have the turn of speed to just fend off all his opposition, gate crashing his way into the DJ's party. Third try for Mwamba, 17-0, midway through the first half.
Kick-off there from Homeboys. Ball lost there once again. Good reception by the DJs as Collins Injera goes to ground. Is able to get a couple of meters ahead. Injera again.
That's Nzioka, but that was a wayward pass from the scrum half. Mwamba will have to maintain their mental presence. You don't want to start get carried away against Homeboys. 3 tries is a deficit that can be erased in the next 18 minutes before halftime.
Yes, we did see Mwamba. We did see Homeboys actually narrowing the gap a couple of weeks ago against Impala. Though they were on the losing end, losing 36-27. At halftime they were down by 23 points to 8, but they were able to come back and knock on there from Mwamba, and it's advantage to the DJs again. But the line of throwing for the DJs has been very poor this afternoon, and it's been symptomatic of their play in the matches that we have covered on Bamba Sport in the last 3-4 weeks, even against Impala and against Nondis. Line-out throwing has been very suspect, and they do get a reprieve here from the referee, Barry Lakenyi. What can they do here? They need to get on the scoreboard as quickly as possible to try and give themselves hope of winning or bouncing back in this encounter. Lugonzo with the scrum put in. Stanley Sogol there at the back of that scrum, trying to coordinate things with Agustin Lugonzo. Asena, Jeff will watch. Leon Adongo goes to ground there, presents the ball. Asena, what can the DJs do here? Good carrying coming in there from Abel Matanda. It's the DJs on the attack here. First meaningful spell of possession that they've held onto that ball. Jeff will watch. Used as a battering ram just as he was against Nondis.
That's Stanley Isogol, the latest player to find the ground for Homeboys. This is a good spell of play for the DJs. Can it translate into points? Elfas Etemesi, one of the long-serving members of this side, has been with the club right from its inception in 2008. This is beautiful from the DJs. They're within striking range of the Mwamba try line.
Good inside ball there coming in from the DJs. Referee Barry Lakenyi punishes Mwamba there. Can the DJs get the opening try? Yes, they do get the opening try there.
And it is the prop forward Abel Mutanda going over for that 5-pointer. Cuts the deficit to 12 points. But that was just reward from a meaningful spell of play by Homeboys. Current scores 17-5.
Good play coming in from the DJs there. Couple of phases of play, possession, direct running, and Mutanda is able to bury himself, I beg your pardon, over the line as this man now, Evan Asena, with the kick now, with the conversion kick.
And this is straightforward. And he makes no mistake, brings Homeboys to within 10 points of Mwamba. We have 15 minutes to play in the first half. How will those 15 minutes pan out? Will we see the beginning of a Homeboys revival, or can Mwamba stretch the lead further? But the temperatures also not making it easy. The sun directly overhead. Here we just see that again. Once Abel Mutanda had that ball, there was no stopping him. He's a big unit, well over 106 kilos. Doesn't have to run very fast, just using his power and center of gravity to go over the chalk.
Absolutely, and very poor defense coming in from Mwamba there. They went for a high tackle. There's no way you're going to stop a prop from scoring that try with the momentum that he has created. And easy there for Abel Mutanda to get over the whitewash. So 17-7. Is the comeback on for the DJs, or can Mwamba just stretch their legs out before we go into the halftime interval? 14 minutes to go to the end of the first half. It's Mwamba leading by 17 points to 7. Tony Omondi, I beg your pardon, with the restart here for Mwamba. Was a knock on there from the DJs. Will the referee play advantage? Yes, she will play advantage. Poor kickoff reception there. Second time it's happening for Mwamba.
That looked like a gross handling error from Greg Odhiambo, but the referee did not spot that. Eugene Nzioka plays it close there. That was Deus Mudaki. George Omola now in possession, finds the floor. Nzioka. That was Omondi with the tap pass. Once again, Mwamba exploiting that channel down the left flank. All their tries have come from that particular side.
Good tackle there from Homeboys there. Still Mwamba retain possession.
That's Omola with the beautiful pass to Collins Injera. Collins Injera sells the dummy, goes over for his brace. Mwamba's bonus point. The scores are 22-7. You don't see a try as easy as that.
Absolutely. Well worked try there from Mwamba. And Homeboys literally being put to the sword here. And it all started from that kickoff. The knock on, and Mwamba just held on to that ball for a couple of phases. And Collins Injera, no stopping him there, sold the dummy. He knew he had a man on his outside, and he was able to go over the whitewash for try number 2. He's Mwamba's leading try scorer in the Kenya Cup this season. And that takes the score now to 22-7 with the bonus point. And the DJs, who have done all the hard work a few minutes ago now, hit with a sucker punch of a try there by Mwamba. 22 points to 7. And we still do have an hour remaining in this encounter. And the DJ's playoff hopes slowly by slowly evaporating in the midday or in the afternoon sunshine here in Nairobi.
And that is a sweetly struck conversion from Tony Omondi. Takes the scores to 24-7 for Mwamba. 12 minutes to play in the first half here at the Impala Club. The first of a double-header fixture. Remember, at 4 p.m. we do have the hosts, Impala Saracens, up against Nakuru RFC. And that was the moment Collins Injera just fooled his defender, sold the dummy and scored Mwamba's 4th try. His brace in the match, their bonus point.
Evan Asena with the restart. 24 points to 7. Tony O'Ward plucking that ball out of the air easily as he can. Eugene Nzioka with a box kick. And once again, another knock on there coming in from the DJs.
They have been casual with the reception of the ball from the kicks and just general reception, William Juguna.
Absolutely. Homeboys just look lost in this encounter. Rarely seeing the ball. It's all Mwamba dominating. Nzioka.
Ozomola with the pass, eventually claimed by the veteran, former Kenya Sevens international, Horace Otieno. He is a big unit and it takes quite the stopping. But eventually the ball was in the loose with Augustine Lugonzo. But referee Beryl Akinyi had called for an offside infringement by Homeboys. 10 minutes to play. You can see Mwamba dictating the pace here, just slowing it down, killing the momentum that has been building from Homeboys.
Actually opting to go for the penalty here. Penalty attempt for Mwamba. Thought they would have been bold and they would have taken the play to the corner, but they do have the bonus point in the bag, so playing it safe, going for the penalty. Just to stranglehold here, Homeboys. And the penalty attempt to be taken by Tony Omondi. Gets a kick in T right there with the assistance of Collins Injera. A win from Mwamba takes them above Impala for a few hours before we go to the 4 p.m. kickoffs. Mwamba having lost the last 2 games to Queens and Nakuru, bouncing back here in style. 4 tries already in the bag. As Tony Omondi's kick has the distance but lacks the accuracy, so it will be a 22-meter dropout for the DJs. And what can Simon Odongo do here? Can he galvanize his side here for the remaining 10 minutes and for the second half? Alpha Setemesi. Evina Asena with a 22-meter dropout or restart. Horace Otieno on a storming run there. Eugene Zioka finds Gregor Diambo. Tony Owor trying to muscle his way past Alpha Setemesi, but good play coming in there from Homeboys. He's been held up. Can he go to the floor? He's been held up there. Tony Owor, number 8, just holding him up for a few more seconds, and it will be a Homeboys ball. He's been held up there, and Homeboys are penalized. And Mwamba just enjoying themselves here. Can they go on another run? Good play coming in there from Deus Mudaki, going on a storming run there. Zioka, cut out pass there to Billy Odhiambo. Odhiambo, can he go over the whitewash? Yes, he can. Try number 5 for the DJs, for Homeboys, I beg your pardon. For Mwamba, it's a running masterclass from Mwamba here. Here the Impala club, 29 points to 7. And I just thought that the interpretation there by Berry Lakini confused me. Eugene Zioka with a cutout pass finds Billy Odhiambo, and Odhiambo, no stopping him there. He gets over the whitewash. That's try number 5 for Mwamba, and that takes the score now to 32-7. And Homeboys literally have no answer to the free-flowing attacking play here by Mwamba, as Tony Omondi lines up this conversion. 32 points to 7, and we are yet to come to the end of the first half. Omondi's conversion sails wide, so he's missed the penalty and the kick. But you can see there, it all started with Deus Mudaki, and you can see Eugene Zioki's cutout pass finding Billy Odhiambo, the very experienced Kenya Sevens international, and he stepped twice, cut back inside, gets a try. 32-7, and we saw this a few weeks ago against Impala. Homeboys were put to the sword in the first half before they responded in the second half. That kick calmly gathered there by Horace Otieno. Eugene Zioka finds Tony Owor. Owor finds Collins Injera. Injera finds Owor again. It's all looking like training ground practice here for Mwamba. And Injera drops that ball. But we don't worry Mwamba here. They're playing with so much width and freedom. They are really enjoying the rugby here this afternoon. No tackles being made by Homeboys here as they receive the ball. Just to remind you that the score is 29-7, but Mwamba do have 5 tries in the bag. 29 points to 7. As we enter into the last 5 minutes of the first half here at the Impala Club. It's match day 13. Other fixtures being played across the Republic. The league leaders Cabras hosting Black Blood at the Kakamega Showground. KCB hosting Nondis in what will be a revenge mission as Queens entertain Menengai Oilers. First Temesi just been told to go off. Looks like a blood bin, but he seems to be okay. And very lucky just looking at him.
Well, it certainly isn't Homeboys' day. Certainly haven't come to the party. Mwamba hosting a 5-try blitz against Homeboys.
This will be their 5th consecutive loss if they lost this afternoon.
And I think one that will certainly extinguish their playoff hopes. Remember,
absolutely, they will be out of the playoff equation. It will probably leave Nakuru, Impala, Mwamba, Queens and Nondis for those 4 spots in the playoffs. I think the top 2 are already home and dry as we speak. That's the champions KCB and Cabras Sugar, who are tied on the log on 54 points. Cabras having the better points differential. But there is a dogfight between position 3 and 6. But as things stand right now, Homeboys already out of the Enterprise Cup, losing last weekend to Harlequins and seeing their playoff hopes evaporating here in the sweltering Nairobi heat here at the Impala Club on this 16th day of March 2019.
And play resumes with a scrum feed for Homeboys. That is Augustine Lugonzo in shirt number 15. Kenya Prisons warden. And former Kenya Sevens international as well.
Scrum collapse there, so it will be a reset scrum. Collins Injera with 2 tries, Patrick Royo with 1, Billy Odhiambo with 1, and Greg Odhiambo. 29 points to 7.
It is certainly a whitewash being executed by the team in black. That is Augustine Lugonzo. Evin Asena has been one of the bright sparks for Homeboys alongside this man, Jeff Olwatch. But you can't carry the team being just 2 players. Takes an entire team effort. Elfasete Messi with some forward movement for Homeboys. Lugonzo claims that ball from contact situation. The pass was heavy. That ball definitely traveled forward. And swings possession the way of Mwamba. 2 minutes left in the first half. It has been a frenetic first half. William Juguna, we talked about this being a high-scoring game. So far, living up to that expectation.
Yeah, absolutely, yes. Living up to the expectation, but mostly it's been one-way traffic from Mwamba, who really capitalized on the opportunities and really put Homeboys to the sword. Poor defense also from Homeboys here. They are allowing the ball carriers to get so much space and so much momentum. And referee penalizes Homeboys there. Front rows not binding very well there by the DJs. Antonio Nyango just goes for the kick behind the Homeboys defense. Not the best of kicks there from Tony Omondi because it's straight out and the advantage will swing back to the way of the DJs Homeboys. Impala ground pitch very, very dusty. That's an indication of the hot, sweltering conditions being experienced in Nairobi. Doesn't look well manicured or water being poured on the pitch in the run-up to this encounter, but it's very, very dusty.
You'd probably attribute that to a scarcity of water. The extent of the scarcity cannot only be contained to the rains. But those are things that we'll talk about elsewhere. For now, let's talk about the rugby on the pitch. It is Homeboys driving forward. About 5 seconds left before halftime. But referee Berry Lokini would have to call her final play. You can see what Homeboys are doing, driving forward. But really not gaining any momentum. This is former Kenya under-20 captain Stanley Isogo. Evin Asena with the kick downfield. It is going to be fielded by Greg Odhiambo. Returns the favor, and it is Elfas Temesi who is forced to turn. He claims the ball, and one of those rare sights in Kenyan rugby, the prop forward kicks that ball out. It's a bit farcical here towards the close of the first half. Probably the sun just draining the energy, and with that killing the concentration of both sets of players, electing to just kick away the ball and kick away the problem in their eyes.
Yeah, it's very strange when you see a front row forward just kicking the ball aimlessly without either looking for possession or territory. Temesi was caught in two minds. Does he hold on to that ball knowing that he was already being crowded out by two Mwamba defenders? And it's going to be a scramble here for Mwamba, who lead by 29 points to 7.
Elfas Temesi just coming up from the floor. Probably that kick took away some of his stability. But look at that scoreline, William Juguna, 29-7 at halftime. Mwamba have banged in 5 tries. The DJs getting their sole try from Abel Mutanda. That was one bright spark of play for them, and they've just faded away since then.
Yes, they've faded away. They haven't had the ball or the territory to play in the right areas of the pitch, and that is what has cost them. Oh, good run there from Horace Otieno, experienced veteran there, just banging his way there. Greg Odhiambo, Tony Owor shrugging off 2 defenders. Can Mwamba get a 6th try just before the interval?
Homeboys desperately defending Collins Injera. He has scored 2 tries already in this match. Plays it to... Well, there was an infringement there, some respite for Homeboys. They were on the verge of conceding a 6th try just before halftime. But you can see the statement of intent that is currently being scripted by Mwamba RFC.
Yes, they know what they want here. They are chasing the bonus point and an all-round performance after those 2 defeats they've had in the recent couple of weeks. And so far, so good for Mwamba, leading by 29 points to 7, and they do have the bonus point in the bag. Agustin Lugonzo, the scrum put in. Lugonzo not happy with the binding by front rows there by Mwamba. Jeff Olwatch has been one of the few bright sparks in the Homeboys team. Emmanuel Silungi, Lugonzo. That pass almost dangerous here.
And once again, William Juguna, you question why Homeboys opting to play the ball deep in their territory. Do they not have faith in territorial play?
From a standing position, Abel Matanda is able to get a few meters ahead for his team, but it's all pedestrian. It's all looking not well scripted. Jeff Olwatch shrugs off one, but he's going to be taken out. And the referee calls back play for an infringement there by Mwamba. So it's advantage to Homeboys, but it's clearly not helping. They're not meeting the ball at pace, attacking the gap at pace, and it's all very pedestrian. And the Mwamba defense is able to read that play by Homeboys. Evan Asena puts that ball out for territory, and it will give Homeboys a few meters as we come to the end of the first half here, with Mwamba leading by 29 points to 7. opted to go for the short line out. It's won there by Mutanda. And is that a turnover by Mwamba? It's actually a turnover, yes, by Mwamba. And that was a knock on there by Nzioka. And it's half-time here at the Impala Club. 5-star performance here from Mwamba, who lead by 29 points to 7. The try scorers, Collins Njera with 2, Billy Odhiambo with 1, Greg Odhiambo with 1. And the other try being scored by Patrick Rohio. So the halftime score is 29 points to 7 in favor of Mwamba. And already the bonus point in the bag, and should the scores remain the same, then they will leapfrog Impala into 5th position in the log. And first half highlights, as you can see, the opening try there by Patrick Rohio. Tony O'War is able to shrug off 1 or 2 defenders and get the opening try for Mwamba. And then Collins Njera showing the Homeboys defense clean pair of heels to score try number 2. You can see the referee's arm was out. We thought she was going to say that the Homeboys defense was not the full 10 yards. But Collins Njera, quick thinking, quick feet. Try number 2 for Mwamba. And then try number 3. Steve Sikuta brushing off 4 defenders before this intercept of a try came here from Greg Odhiambo. Able to scoot all the way, shrugging off 1, 2, 3 defenders for grounding the ball to score try number 3. And it all started with that counter-attack by the DJs, punished by Greg Odhiambo. And Homeboys were able to get a try just before Abel Matanda there, crashing over the line. Good work by Evin Asena and the Homeboys side, who went through a couple of phases to take the score to 17-7. But that was the only moment of joy for Mwamba, for Homeboys, I beg your pardon. Collins Njera selling this dummy to the Homeboys defense for try number 4. And then try number 5 scored by Billy Odhiambo. Cut-out pass there by Nzioka. Billy Odhiambo darting past 1 or 2 defenders. And that was try number 5 for Mwamba. So the halftime score, Mwamba 29, Homeboys 7. We shall catch you on the other side of the break.
Every year, hundreds of Kenyan youths set out for the toughest journey of their lives.
As a youth, you really need to have something to do.
This one is a bit tough.
A journey to transform their lives and those of their families through the beautiful game of football in the National Super League.
I was a street kid, so I used to play their football. It was tough because I find myself smoking, smoking bang, sniffing glue, injecting myself, as you can see.
Ilikuwa ni kama training tu kwa empower, kuwalete pamoja. Jioni ile kuliko kijana anaenda kunywa pombe, mwambie kuna mazoezi. So out of it we realized that there are talents.
Drawn from various cities, towns and estates across Kenya.
Kuna Wakikuyu, niko na Wakamba, niko na Waluya, niko na Wajaluo. Mimi naweka face ya Kenya.
These rising stars have only one goal.
Kupanda Premier League.
Premier League. Premier League.
Premier League.
Premier League. Premier League.
Nataka niku crown champion.
Don't miss the NSL live action every weekend, only on Bamba Sport.
Homeboyz Rugby Club is a young club compared to the rest of the big boys, but they are a force to reckon with. For any new club, it's very difficult to establish themselves, but the DJs, as they are popularly known, have been a cut above the rest since its formation, if their recent success is anything to go by. The DJs' journey has been a journey of determination since it was formed, scaling the heights of rugby and moving from strength to strength in trying to shift the rugby balance to their favor.
Homeboyz RSA, actually, this is our 8th year since it was formed. It's a long journey, I think, building the club from scratch, having young players. Our aim for building this club was actually to give young players a chance to play, because I was in KCB. We had won Kenya Cup 3 times, and we had a bulk of players that most of them didn't have a chance to play in the Kenya Cup or even the ESS side. Forming Homeboyz, basically our aim was to give chance to the young talent from other clubs and basically straight from school. So yeah, that's where we started, and our program was first we see how we can grow as a team with the young players straight from playing a few university games. Then we went to ESS, whereby we played first season we played 16 games. Good enough, we were able to win all the games, but then we were not promoted to Kenya Cup, so because we were not KRU affiliates by then. So we did our papers, and we were forced to play another season, another ESS side again. So we played a total of 32 games at the ESS level. Then we were promoted to Kenya Cup.
The club's policy has always been giving the youth straight from high school a chance for them to showcase their talent, with an aim of nurturing them up until the national level.
The journey has been good. One of our policy was if we are able to select young players from Western region, and maybe their parents or they can't get accommodation in Nairobi. So our policy was we do a proper selection during nationals and regionals. Then after school you talk to your parent. Then if you're able to come to Nairobi, we accommodate you, and it was a responsibility for parents to get a college whereby you're able to go into school. Then you play for Homeboyz. So basically, if we accommodate you and we provide food, training facilities, kit, then you are sorted. Then we give you like a couple of years, like 2 years. You should be able to get to the top of Kenya Cup, playing Kenya Cup side, or otherwise playing for the national team by then.
Well, Homeboys, what has been their selling point is that they have been able to tap into young players especially from Western Kenya and from Nyanza. I think that has been their trick, and that's why they've been able to beat even clubs who have been there for a longer period.
The system definitely did work, with the evidence of Homeboys players being called up to the national team when it started.
So that program has really worked. I think
Abel Mutanda, the sole try scorer for Homeboys, as Beryl Akinyi just beckons for the start of the second half. Evin Asena having a feel of that ball. Big question is, will Homeboys be able to overturn the deficit, or will Mwamba pile on more misery on the DJs?
Yeah, very key opening 10-15 minutes of the second half. If Homeboys are to get anything in this game. Going for the quick line out. Here comes Leona Dongo. We saw him on a very good run, but that run did not result in a try. If anything, it resulted in a try by Gregor Diambo. Referee's arm was out already for a high tackle. Can the DJs spark something here?
Well, they began this half with a lot of zeal, but they have about 40 minutes to overturn that 22-point deficit. 5 tries they conceded in the first half. That was a try every 8 minutes if you were to be mathematically accurate, William.
Yes, a try every 8 minutes. And Mwamba dominant in the first half in terms of possession and territory, playing in the right areas, and the execution in attack and defense was excellent by Tito Duke's Chargers here, who lie 6th on the log, joint log with Nakuru, 33 points. And if they win this game with a bonus point, they leapfrog Impala into 5th spot. And as things stand, they are going on very well. That kick by Asena. $29 points to 7, the scoreline as we start matters in the second half. Remember, coming up at 4 p.m. it's Nakuru RFC, the visitors, against Impala. Also another playoff crunch encounter between the two sides. Every point counts between now and the end of the season of the group phase on the 6th of April. It's going to be a line out throw there. It's won by Emmanuel Mavala. And Homeboyz Mwamba not challenging the line out there. Lugonzo. Asena beats one. Gives the offload there to man in jersey number 7, Elijah Nganga. Can Homeboyz get try number 2? Alpha Setemesi going on a good carry there. Lugonzo. And that was a dropped ball there by Stanley Isogol. And advantage swinging back to Homeboyz. And that the DJs. Jeff Oloch there. Smiling. All his players with a smile. Will not be happy with the way things are going in this encounter. That was a missed opportunity for the DJs. They had Mwamba on the ropes there. If they had carried that ball for a few more minutes, probably, who knows, they could have won this game. Leja Mutamba there, and that kick pinched, that throw pinched in by Alpha Setemesi, but the referee says illegally. Once again, Homeboyz can't get their line-out throw straight, so it's advantage to Mwamba.
And William Jigone, you just feel that Homeboyz need to respond within the opening 15 minutes of this half if they are to have a lifeline and eventually win this game. But it is not going to work their way if they start committing infringements that cost them possession and territory. We've just seen that big kick from the penalty from Tony Omondi going out into touch, and suddenly, after being on the cosh for the opening 3 or so minutes of the half, it is Mwamba deep in Homeboyz territory and with an opportunity to strike and probably even get a 6th try.
Thrown there by Tony Owor, Eugene Nzioka. Nzioka again. Good clean out coming in from Mwamba there. He's trying to exploit some mismatches.
That was Patrick Rohio.
Ball has been lost there by the DJs, by Homeboyz, I beg your pardon. Kick there. Not the best of kicks.
And it is Christmas come early for Mwamba.
Try number 6. Has it been given?
Well, Tito Oduk is not celebrating, looks bewildered. Certainly was no try from his facial expression, but let us see what the referee does. She awards the try. Felix Otieno claimed that ball from that wayward kick. Second time Homeboyz are doing this in this match.
First time we saw it with Agustin Lugonzo's kick, and it was a kick from a forward.
That was Brian Juma. Felix Otieno easily claimed that ball and was going to race clear. Not even the efforts of Emmanuel Silungi were going to stop him from grounding that ball. A 6th try for Mwamba. Simon Odongo speechless.
He has no words to what he's seeing in this encounter. First try of the second half belongs to Mwamba, and they take the score now to 34 points to 7. Conversion kick to be taken by Tony Omondi. Once again, poor decision making by Homeboyz there, gifting a Christmas gift to Mwamba in this opening 5 minutes of the second half.
And this is Tony Omondi with the conversion attempt. It is successful, takes the scores to 36-7. Mwamba are cruising, crushing the DJs here at the Impala Club. Remember, coming up at 4 p.m. is Impala Saracens against Nakuru RFC. And that was Felix Otieno racing clear to score that try for Mwamba, the 6th of the afternoon. And with still about 33 minutes to play in the second half, we could be bracing ourselves for a whitewash.
Absolutely. Mwamba could be looking at a 50-point. Horace Otieno there
He just took his eye off the ball for a moment, but did well to retrieve it. A bit difficult to retrieve the balls with the sun literally overhead and blurring your vision. Collins Injera with the inside pass. Mwamba playing with their tails up. They are certainly rocking the DJs here. A penalty advantage at this particular moment goes to Homeboys, but William Juguna, they have been rudderless so far.
Absolutely. Poor decision making really costing Homeboys, and it's a pattern we've seen emerging even in the matches we saw against Impala and even against Nondis in the last consecutive weeks. It's been pretty much lethargic from the DJs. And what option do they take? Do they go for the penalty, or do they go to the corner for a line out? Opted to go for the penalty. That shows you that the ambition that they have, they should have probably gone to the corner, but they are fearing that they do not have the arsenal in the line out to contest, and they've opted to go for the 3 points, which will be a drop in the ocean in reducing this gap, which stands at 36 points to 7.
Well, William Juguna, we have seen miracles happen. We have seen great rugby played in the form of deficits being overturned. The big question is, will we be able to see one this afternoon at the Impala Club? This is Evin Asena with the kicking duties there for Homeboys. He has been one of the brighter sparks for the DJs this afternoon. Alongside Jeff Watch, this is a big kick for the fly half. Has also played his club rugby at Western Bulls and Catholic Monks. It is struck like a soccer free kick, doesn't sail between the sticks. Scores remain 36-7. And for all the hype we put into Evin Asena and that kick, there was no reward.
Absolutely no reward, and I think it was a poor decision of them. They should have gone to the line out, try and contest that ball from there. And a missed opportunity for the DJs as Tony Omondi for the 22-meter restart or 22-meter dropout.
Tony Omondi has been brilliant for Mwamba this afternoon. A lot of zeal from the young fly half. And this man as well, Stanley Isogol, destined to be one of the great players of his generation should he just maintain his form and discipline over the years. Former Kenya under-20 vice captain Stanley Isogol. This is Brian Juma with the kick behind the Mwamba defense, but it is cleaned up there, but not to the satisfaction of Berry Lakinyi. She calls for the handling error. Advantage is with Homeboys.
Yeah, knock on there from Mwamba, but good play there coming in from Brian Juma. Saw a pocket of space there and just tried to put the grabber kick in, but didn't work out. But it's advantage to the DJs, and they are staring at a 29-point deficit. Substitution here.
That is Salaton Muturi coming in for Kelvin Kerore. Salaton Muturi had been listed to start this game, but it was Kerore, former Kenya under-20 international, who ended up starting the match at hooker for Mwamba, paving way for the experienced campaigner Salaton Muturi, a former club captain at Mwamba, former Kenya A international, and featured for the Lions and Papa in the now defunct Rugby Super Series, which ran between 2003 and 2014. Scrum feed from Augustine Lugonzo. Evin Asena brings a man into play. That man is Jeff Olwatch. This is looking positive from Homeboys. Lugonzo, Silungi, Mavala loses the ball on the tackle. It is a Mwamba 9 possession. This is Jojo Mola. Big Jojo Mola finds the floor. It is cleaned up by Eugene Nzioka with the kick behind the Homeboys defense.
Poor kick there from Eugene Nzioka. Didn't travel the distance that he required. And it's going to be a line-out throw to the DJs. Once again, Homeboys in good attacking opportunities, but not really cashing in on them at the right areas of the pitch. As we await the 4 p.m. kickoff here at the Impala Club between the home team, Impala and Nakuru. The two teams not in your camera shot, just doing their final drills in this encounter. Mavala with the line out there, wins it clean, but Tony Award is able to be a nuisance of himself at the line out. Lugonzo.
That's a goal. Lots of hard running from the back row man. Lugonzo losing that ball in contact, but Beryl Okinyi had sounded her whistle. Penalty advantage once again with Homeboys. They found themselves in good spells of possession, but unable to translate anything into points.
As I said now, what option does he have? Does he go to the corner? Yes, he does go to the corner. It will be a Homeboys line-out throw. Question is, can they get their line-out right and get that ball, put pressure on the Mwamba forwards in the line-out and get the maul moving. 36 points to 7, the scoreline. Mwamba just taking off the gas off their pedal. Chihemi for this line-out throw. It's won very well there now. Can they get the maul moving? It's a standing position.
And that's some good forward movement from Homeboys. A lot better than what we saw in the first half. Mwamba defending in droves. Homeboys continue to surge forward. 27 minutes to play in this half. 27 minutes for Homeboys to overturn this massive 29-point deficit against Mwamba. They're certainly on the way as they drive forward, and that is a try.
Well worked try there by the DJs. If only they'd been doing that from minute 1 in the first half, then probably we could have had a very competitive game. But a well-worked maul, just as we had called it from here, the commentary box. And they do get try number 2. We'll let you know the try scorer. It was a well-worked try there from the forwards. You can see they had the good body positioning and the momentum, and there was no stopping the Homeboys forwards from there, able to grind out their way over the whitewash to get try number 2, and the conversion kick to come here by Evan Asena.
Evan Asena hasn't had quite the afternoon to speak of with his conversion attempts. But this one is successful, William Juguna. It brings the score to 36-14. 22 points, the difference between Mwamba and Homeboys. 26 minutes for Homeboys to turn it around, and the big question is, will they be able to do so? Or will Mwamba continue to put their foot on the gas pedal? As you just catch a replay of that try, it was well worked by the DJs. And we'll need to see a lot more of that as the second half wears on.
Yes, well worked try there by the Homeboys forwards from that line out, as they narrow the deficit now to 22 points. And we still do have 25 minutes to go, which is a long time in rugby. Anything can happen. Question is that Homeboys have to play in the right areas of the pitch and be much more clinical when the chances do come.
You know, William Juguna, also playing catch-up rugby is quite risky and frustrating. You need to seize your chances and opportunities whenever they present themselves.
And they lose the ball there. It's Tony Omondi finds Steve Sikuta. Offloads the ball there to Horace Otieno. Good play coming in from Mwamba there. That was Martin Oyugi.
Salaton Muturi at the base of that. Eventually the ball is cleaned up by Alfred Yuko. Salaton Muturi with the carry 1 meter forward. Martin Oyugi is looking for that ball. He finds it, plays it out wide. Omondi to Tony Award. Tony Award has a man in support. That is Deus Mudaki. Mudaki to the floor. Oyugi just marshalling his troops. Is a bitter contest for the ball on the floor. Oyugi with the distribution. It is close. It is claimed once again. Oyugi is looking to keep the momentum going, but Berry Lakinyi once again calls for an infringement. Homeboys survive. Mwamba's momentum is slowed down.
Substitutions, I can see Luis Kisia has come in. He's coming for probably, he's coming for Yahya Hussein. Has confirmed that substitution. 36-14 the scoreline. Mwamba leading here. Bonus point in the bag. And they will leapfrog Impala into 5th on the log before Impala play Nakuru. In the second of a double header here at the Impala club, as Evan Asena looks for territory from that penalty.
Remember, we do have other matches taking place around the country at 4 p.m. over at the KCB Sports Club in Ruaraka. It is KCB against Nondis. While in Kakamega at the showground, Kabras Sugar taking on Kenyatta University Black Blood. Kenya Harlequin are up against Menengai Oilers at the RFA ground.
Fallen out there from, the DJs. It's been snaffled there by Homeboys. Oyugi, Omondi, Billy Odhiambo. Does he have anyone in support? Good tackle there coming in from Homeboys.
Well, that was some incisive running from Billy Odhiambo, exploiting the gaps, but Mwamba not disciplined at the breakdown, and this is the 3rd consecutive time we've seen them lose possession as they surge forward. They need a lot more discipline when they go into contact and when they're competing for those balls at the breakdown.
Absolutely, yes. Foreplay coming in from Mwamba, the breakdown. And Homeboys just snaffling those turnovers as Evin Asena now will get the kick for territory. It'll still be a Homeboys ball. Game a bit frenetic in the second half. It's lacking that structure which we saw in the first. And Homeboys really just trying to make things in this game a little bit more interesting, as much as the gap is 22 points. So Ron Mudamba, poor line out there, take. It's won there by Collins Injera. And once again, Homeboys just can't get their line out issues sorted out there. And they hand possession once again to Mwamba. A bit scrappy in this last passage of play, so it's going to be advantage to Mwamba again. Tito Duk just telling his players to calm things down. The opportunities will present themselves. It's a bit frenetic. 36 points to 14 the scoreline. 6 tries for Mwamba, 2 for Homeboys. The halftime score was 29-7. Into the final 20 minutes of this encounter. Martin Oyugi, who's coming in for Eugene Zioka. There will be a reset scrum there. Berela Kenya not impressed with that first one. Will be a reset scrum between the two sides. Martin Oyugi. The reset scrum there. Delivers it, finds Omondi.
And this is George Omola once again hard running. That was actually Patrick Rohio. Penalty advantage this time, swings the way of Mwamba, and Collins Injera immediately pointing to the sticks. Well, that's good game management eventually coming from the veteran. He and Louis Kisia, the older statesman in this Mwamba team, bringing a lot of sobriety to their decision making. Tony Omondi with the kicking duties. Really, this is just to run down the clock, but also just build the advantage in the event that it sails over the sticks. It's a high hanging kick. It is accurate and takes the scores to 39-14.
Excellent game management there from Mwamba. Just really turning on the screw on Homeboys. 18 minutes to go to the end of this encounter. Homeboys trailing by 39 points to 14. And the restart there by Evin Asena. Won there by Tony Omondi, and Omondi just puts ball to the leather, and it will be a line-out throw for the DJs. It's again the line-out throw there from the DJs. Absolutely poor. Oyugi finds Tony Omondi, and Omondi just looks for a pocket of space downfield. It's one there by Evin Asena. Now what can Asena do? Passes the ball there to Jeff Oluoch. Oluoch, can he present the ball? It's been turned over. And it's Tony Omondi here. Once again, poor work at the breakdown by the DJs.
Omondi has done well to present that ball. Martin Oyugi plays it out wide. This is Alfred Yugi. Martin Oyugi plays it once again to Omola, who goes down. There are two Mwamba players looking uncomfortable. The ball is claimed by Louis Kisia. Does well to keep his feet as he found himself challenged by two Homeboys players. That was a bit awkward from Mwamba. Quickly taken penalty from Collins Injera, and that is his hat trick. Takes the scores to 44-14. Quick thinking from the former Kenya Sevens international.
A try has not been given. Try has not been given here. Consider the assistant referee had seen an infringement, and the try has been disallowed. And Tony O'War and Collins Injera asking for TMO's intervention.
Well, they'll probably have to wait. And Berry Lakinyi has not awarded the try, but
that the infringement was there, knock on.
Yeah, probably
knock on there by Billy Odhiambo.
Collins Injera, quick thinking from him, but eventually all that was not going to count. Berry Lakinyi still in consultation with her assistant referee. But I think the decision stands. No try has been awarded.
You can see the Mwamba chairman, George G. Jombai, also remonstrating, not happy with that decision. Mwamba still leading by 39 points to 14 as we enter into the last 15 minutes of this encounter here at the Impala Club. Match day 13 of the 2018-2019 Kenya Cup season. It's going to be a line-out throw for the DJs. One there by Silungi. And Mwamba penalized there. Tony O'War there, the guilty party. Simon Odongo.
Looks like he's enjoying a weekend with his relatives in a Nairobi joint.
Seems nonplussed by what is going on the field of play. Jeff Oluoch.
Once again, William Juguna, why can't Homeboys find territory from the positions that they are in? This is Evin Asena. We do know he's a good ball player, but he also has an eye for territory. And you see once again what is happening. Felix Otieno finds himself in possession from another unforced error by Homeboys. This is hard running from Felix Otieno. He scored the opening try in the second half, and Collins Injera finally gets his hat trick. No doubt about it this time. He was denied the other time, but
once
it
again,
is now 44-14. Collins Injera was not going to pass up that opportunity.
Absolutely, yes. Try has been scored there. No second guessing the referee's decision. And it all started with that barnstorming run by Jeff Oluoch. He was tackled, lost the ball, and Mwamba make Homeboys pay again. No contest there between Tony Owor, and Owor was able to ground that ball, and they do get this try number 7 for Mwamba, and Collins Injera's hat-trick sealed, signed and delivered, with the conversion kick to come now by Tony Omondi. Collins Injera is the man they call Superman in the Mwamba ranks, and is delivered today. Conversion is successful. That takes the score now to 46 points to 14. And I think from here, the commentary booth, we can safely say game, set and match. And it all started with Felix Otieno, able to shrug off 3-4 defenders, offloaded the ball to Tony Owor, and Owor on the tackle fed the ball to Collins Injera. And that back row combination has really hurt Homeboys this afternoon here at the Impala Club. So the restart, Homeboys now just playing for pride in this final 10 minutes, final 12 and a half minutes of this afternoon.
That's Greg Odhiambo with the big kick downfield, fielded by Jeff Oluoch. For all his efforts, he is unable to lift his team forward, but he has been one of the outstanding players for Homeboys this afternoon. Ball is presented and claimed by Sikuta. Mwamba once again with their tails up. Salaton Muturi. Muturi to Billy Odhiambo. It takes 2 to stop him. It takes 3 to bring him to the floor, but he presents the ball. Oyugi. That was a brilliant take. Still Oyugi with a brilliant reverse pass. Louis Kisia. Mwamba are showboating. 11 minutes left here at the Impala Club in the early kickoff. 50-50 ball. Sloppy in the end. Penalty advantage remains with Mwamba. William Juguna, the closing moments of this match look like they're setting the stage for what should be an epic encounter at 4 p.m. between Impala and Nakuru. Two sides who are chasing a playoff qualification as well.
Yes, when the two sides met in November, it was Impala who came away with a narrow 26 points to 22 victory at Suguta Valley. And teams rarely win in Nakuru these days. But that was a crucial win for Impala, I think on match day 2 or match day 3. I can't remember the exact match day. So Nakuru will be coming to return the favor and get the win here on Impala soil. But let's finish this first game here between Mwamba and Homeboys. And Mwamba penalized there. Strangely enough, no Mohamed Omolo in the Homeboys team this weekend. Again, the decisions that the Homeboys players are taking are not the best, and you can see there, spoke too soon, he held on to that ball for too long. And advantage swinging back to Mwamba. 10 and a half minutes to go. Mwamba 4 points away from the 50-point mark.
Remember, we saw them deliver 50 points when they played against Mean Machine. It was a match at the close of February. They still have about 10 minutes to breach the 50-point barrier here at the Impala Club. And they are certainly within sight. Homeboys, on the other hand, have been in disarray. No sync, no coordination, and it is showing on the field of play. And I think after this, William Juguna, Homeboys can probably start focusing on their defense of the National 7th Circuit, whose dates were released earlier in the week by the Kenya Rugby Union, starting with the Kakamega Sevens in Kakamega on the 20th and 21st of July.
Yes, we still have 4 months to go to the start of the circuit, but as things stand right now, that is going to be Homeboys' consolation. They can look forward to the start of the sevens, because as it is, they're out of the Enterprise Cup and certainly out of the Kenya Cup playoffs. for the remainder of the season. Salaton Muturi. It's won there, but it's been turned over by the DJs.
This is a goal to Jeff Oloch with some football skills. He does well to retrieve the ball, holding off the challenge from Greg Odhiambo. But the ball has been turned over by Billy Odhiambo. He has a man in support, Collins Injera, looking for his fourth try. Carries it forward, a big ball from the Kenya Sevens legend. It is cleaned up, however. This is Remke for Homeboys, looking to kick it behind the Mwamba defense. Brilliant counter-attacking rugby coming from Homeboys. They should have played like this at the start of the second half. And they're going to land their third try. It is Remke. Takes the score to 46-19, and William Juguna, despite the scoreline, you have to give it to Homeboys for a well-worked try.
Absolutely, yes, well-worked try there by the DJs. They thought that they had lost the possession earlier. It looked like Mwamba were going to score another try there when Collins Injera looked to have ghosted in, but very frenetic play coming in from both sides. But good play there coming in from Jeff Oloch to feed to Evin Asena, and Remke over the whitewash. Try number 3 for the DJs, but it will be scant consolation. 46-19 with the conversion to come. And with 7 minutes to go, looks like Mwamba have this in the bag. Asena with the conversion, and the referee Barry Lacheng just telling the Mwamba players to go back to underneath the post to wait for the conversion kick to be taken by Evan Asena.
Conversion attempt is unsuccessful. It remains 46-19 with about 6 minutes to play here. And let's just see that again. That decision to kick the ball behind the Mwamba defenders was always going to be a gamble, but eventually a gamble that paid off. Remke, the man who started off that move, eventually finishing it with a try at the corner. 46-19. Brilliant try from Homeboys. But like we mentioned earlier, they should have been playing like this right from the start. And these are some of the challenges that come with chasing the game, William Juguna.
Yes, absolutely, yes. You're always in a perpetual state of high risk, high reward. So you don't get the game to play. Asena now. Not Asena. Looks like a Kenga to me. Now, can Homeboys finish with a flourish? And a knock on there, and the referee is going to play advantage. And advantage, actually, to Homeboys and not to Mwamba. I thought the first knock on was by Homeboys, but the referee says it's a Mwamba knock on, and it's going to be a Homeboys ball. Man, there in your picture you can see is the Kenya Sevens coach, Paul Murunga. Man who guided Homeboys to the Enterprise Cup and to the Kenya Cup semis for the last 2 seasons. Long-serving player coach for the DJs, and also won them the National Sevens Series circuit in 2016 and 2018.
And he also had an illustrious playing career with Ulinzi, the defunct Kenya Army side, and KCB, where he captained the side to Kenya Cup titles. He was part of the squad that won back-to-back, actually 3 Kenya Cup titles between 2005 and 2007. That is Mavala. Mike Nyakundi with that ball downfield. It's a big kick, but Greg Odhiambo is back home. Greg Odhiambo backs himself up. Just kicks it downfield to ease the pressure. It hasn't found touch yet. It's a comedy of errors here. This is Evin Asena. Emmanuel Mavala is brought down. Another tackle from Steve Sikuta. Alphas Etemesi takes 2 to bring him down. Yakundi. Difu. That's Evin Asena, plays it out wide again. Stanley Isogol. The ball is eventually claimed once again by Homeboys. 3 minutes remain here at the Impala Club. Coming up at 4 p.m. is Impala Saracens versus Nakuru. There was a handling error there spotted by Berry Lakinyi. She awards the advantage to Mwamba. But you have to give it to Mwamba for their game management. First of all, coming into this match, looking to consolidate their quest for playoff qualification and racing into a 29-7 lead at the interval. And they've really just built from there. It was always going to be catch-up for Homeboys. And you certainly cannot overturn a 27-point deficit with 3 minutes left to play.
Absolutely. Game, set and match. Mwamba back to winning ways after those 2 losses to Harlequins and Nakuru. Lost to Harlequins 43 points to 34 at the Kenyatta University grounds. And a week earlier they had lost to Nakuru at the Nakuru Athletic Club by 29 points to 15. So back to winning ways for Tito Duke's Chargers here. And they will go into 5th spot on the log before Impala play their match against Nakuru. Positions 3 up to 6, all up for grabs. Impala in 5th, Queens in 3rd, Nondis in 4th. Only a point separating those 2 teams. And Nondis playing KCB and Queens facing Menengai Oilers, as well as Cabras facing Black Blood. Strathmore Leos facing Mean Machine in the relegation derby match at the showground in at the Madaraka ground.
Is Mwamba still surging forward, probably enticed by the fact that they need to hit 50 points. That's just for self-motivation. The match is degenerating into a scrappy affair in the closing moments, though.
Don't worry Mwamba any bit. They do have the win and the bonus point in the bag. And if I'm not wrong, Mwamba's next games should be very interesting. I think they have a game against KCB not too far. And also Nondis also. So it's big boost for them as they enter into those 2 matches before we go into the Kenya Cup playoffs in the month of April. Into the final few seconds of this game, Mwamba comfortably ahead, 46 points to 19. They led 29 points to 7 at halftime. That's a snapshot of the Nakuru fans who are already seated waiting for the game to kick off at 4 p.m. against the hosts Impala. Manda in a picture.
He's not the former vice president, but he is also called Stephen Musyoka.
An ardent, diehard Mwamba fan. That match will be refereed by Constant Cap at 4 p.m.
And the scrum feed for Homeboys is not well received, eventually claimed by Stanley Isogol. Homeboys have really just fallen apart, as demonstrated there by Stanley Isogol going down under that heavy challenge.
Referee has called it back for an infringement. One last fire of the salvo by the DJs, and it's been intercepted. It's been intercepted. No, the referee has called it back. That was Steve Sikuta, younger brother to Dan Sikuta of Cabras.
We do have a man down for Homeboys as play continues. We will confirm the identity of the player in a moment. Evila Sena. Once again, another wayward delivery from the Homeboys fly half. The handling error means that advantage swings Mwamba's way. Thomas Soteri, prop forward, is in possession. As you just see, Berry Lakinyi going to check on the condition of the Homeboys player who is receiving treatment on the floor. We do hope that it is nothing serious, as she marshals for more medics to have him stretchered off the field of play. And as he is stretchered off the field of play, we do wish him a speedy recovery and hope to see him back on the field of play very soon, stronger and better.
Homeboys do have a growing injury list of players who are injured, and that probably could be a factor in how they're playing this season, with most of the players also playing in the Kenya 15 side. They're going to the repechage in November, as well as the Kenya 7's outfit. Alongside the injuries, so Simon Odongo not having his full complement of squad to play in the Kenya Cup this season. It's been a torrid affair, and as things stand, they are definitely won't be in the playoffs this season. Looks like they will be missing in the playoffs for the very first time in a very, very long time. It's going to be a scrum put in from Mwamba, Martin Oyugi. And Tony Omondi has puts the ball downfield. And good innovation there by Jeff Oloch. And Oloch plays one way. Does he have in support? And is able to get out of danger quickly. Mark Wandeto now, Kenya 7's player. It's all helter-skelter by Homeboys here. They're trying to get some space, or don't know if they're trying to play a 7's game here. Good offloading there from Homeboys, but it's all helter-skelter from both sides. As the referee blows the whistle, as the Homeboys player who seems to be injured. And he's wheeled off there in a stretcher. And we wish him a quick recovery. We'll let you know the identity of that player. Player safety, very, very key in this game of rugby here at the Impala Club, or across the venues. We do have ambulances standing on by in case players do get injured, and it's very key that players are treated as quickly as possible. It's going to be a scramble here. The referee just playing the last few minutes of this encounter. Mwamba leading by 46 points to 19, so there's no comeback for Homeboys. This will be their 5th consecutive loss in recent weeks.
As we're just going through the final motions here at the Impala Club, Mwamba running away with the 46-19 lead. Stanley Isogol with that break from the base of the scrum. He finds the floor. He has his numbers arriving. It is messy, but eventually cleaned up. Is still Homeboys looking for that bonus point try. They've landed 3 tries and just need one more try to claim a bonus point. Can they get it? That is a big question with precious little left on the clock. Is an almighty scrap heap there. Collins Injera comically going down to the floor. Probably will get an Oscar award in 2020 for best simulation. But he will have a lot to contend with, William Chikun.
Yeah, he comically went on the floor there. And the referee still playing added time here. She asks for space down the line out.
Well, William Juguna
coming in from the DJs, but it's too little, too late.
And William was about to say that this is one of the most pedestrian performances we've seen from Homeboys in a long time.
Absolutely, yes. Very pedestrian, very lethargic.
Because this has been a team that has been known to show up, live up to their billing as the DJs and rock their opposition. Just hasn't happened this afternoon, just hasn't happened this season. They've played in fits.
And yeah, in fits. And it hasn't really worked out for them this season. 5 consecutive losses now. Lost to Impala, lost to Cabras, lost to Harlequins, lost to Nondis. Things are not going their way here.
That's Nyakundi. Asena with the pass out wide, but the Homeboys players are bunched up and can really not get any momentum, and it's no surprise that they are driven back by the Mwamba players, and they force the turnover, but it doesn't matter. Beryl Akinyi blows a full-time whistle. It is Mwamba claiming the massive 46-19 win.
And the players pretty much exhausted from the sweltering heat, and a good day in the office for Kulabu, who get the bonus point win and the win, and it stops their rot of 2 consecutive losses at the hands of Harlequins and Nakuru. They do get the win. That takes them up to 5th on the log for a couple of hours before Mwamba, before Harlequins, or before Impala play Nakuru. So the full-time score is Homeboys 19, Mwamba 46. Some of the highlights of the second half, and already you can see there Felix Otieno scoring that try despite the attempts of Evan Asena there. It was a wayward kick from Homeboys, and that just put on more salt on the wound of Homeboys. Homeboys were able to get try number 2 from this mole here, grounding that ball over the whitewash. And that kick there from Tony Omondi sailing over the sticks. And then Omondi was able to feed that ball to Tony Owor, who fed the ball to Collins Injera, who went over the whitewash for his hat-trick. And that takes the score to 46, and then this well-worked try by the DJs, started by Victor Remke, combining very well with Asena and Jeff Oluoch, and Remke was able to go over the whitewash for 46-19. So that's the final score from the first of a double-header here at the Impala Club. Mwamba 46, Homeboys 19, as we go to Carol Kamande for the post-match interviews with the 2 coaches, Tito Oduk and Simon Odongo.
Quite an interesting match. That was the first game of the day here at Impala grounds, with Mwamba running away with the win. That is 46 points to 19. Now we have the Homeboys coach here for his afterthoughts. Coach, you had a slow start to this game, but you had a better second half.
Yeah, because of experience, basically. Mwamba had a more experienced squad than us, but we expected it. But the kids played very, very well. Yeah, so it's good.
So what are you taking away from this game? What are some of the lessons you're taking away from this game?
There are a lot of wins because there are a couple of kids we promoted, and they played really, really well. So it's just rebuilding the squad and trying to get a better squad for next season. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much, Coach. Now, next, we're going to talk to the Mwamba coach, Coach Tito. Thank you so much. Now, Coach, that was an interesting start. You had a fast start to this game.
Yes, that was always the plan. Previous games, we've been starting a bit slow, then trying to chase the game. So this week, our focus was on intensity and getting off to a good start, which the boys did.
How does it feel finally getting that win against Homeboys after a long time?
It always feels good, but more important is what we worked on during the week. We executed during the game, and that to me was even more important than the big score. But always I'll take the 5 points. It's a good thing. The playoff race is tight, and at least we are now firmly back in it.
Thank you so much. Congratulations, coach. Now, the second game will, of course, see Impala facing off Nakuru. We have the Impala coach here. Coach, this is a tight game. It's going to be a tight game. Do you see yourself doing the double on Nakuru today?
Well, if we were to ask for that result now, we'll just take it and not play. But it's going to be an interesting game. It's been very competitive every time we've met. They're a decent side and well coached, of course, by Micha Chola. But we'll try and retain the ball. As usual, that's our principle against the Wanyore. But they do come straight. So we have to get our shoulders in.
Mwamba have won this first game here, and that means they're above you guys, and you have to reclaim that 5th spot.
And that's the pressure. We're at home, though, so that helps. Yes, we have to deal with the issue of the playoffs, but we're concentrating on ourselves at the moment. Mwamba done their bit. We'll just do ours. So it's going to be quite the dust up, literally, if you look at the conditions of the pitch. But yeah, we look forward to the challenge.
Right, thank you so much, coach, and have a good game. Yeah. We have the Nakuru coach here as well. Let's get his thoughts before the game. Coach, you will be wanting to get a win over Impala after they beat you in the first leg.
Most definitely. We've come here for business. Definitely looking up to a good game against Impala. Things that we've noted from them is just a good set piece, play good territory, have a very good backline, and if we sort that out and keep our composure, I bet we'll have everything in our bags.
Now, coach, you recalled Oscar to the team. How is that been mentally for the team?
Well, it's a big factor in regards to the mental strength of the team. I think he's a pillar in Nakuru rugby because he's been there before, and it's good to have him back. Definitely the confidence has gone up with the guys that are there, a bit more relaxed, and we wait for him to give us what we know he can do.
Thank you so much, coach. All the best. Now we have the Impala who will be hosting Nakuru here right now. Back to you, William.
And we are back with action from the Impala Club. This is the second of a double header coming to you on Bamba Sport. Home side Impala Saracens up against Nakuru RFC. Remember earlier on we saw Mwamba demolish Homeboys by 46 points to 19. Here we just catch a glimpse of the two sides. Nakuru in the green and black strip. Impala in the red and white. Both sides making their way out of the tunnel for this big match. Remember, this is a return fixture. The first leg played on the 24th of November 2018 in Nakuru, saw the Impala Saracens run off with a 26-22 win over this Nakuru side. Nakuru then slipped into a series of losses but have worked their way back into contention for a place in the playoffs. Impala are also looking to consolidate their place in the playoffs once again, but they had gone through a bit of a rough patch that saw them lose 4 matches in a row. before finding their form once again. And the two teams will be lining up any moment from now for a moment of silence in memory of the departed former Cabras and USIU player Derek Obiero, who passed away early this week after a short illness. And may the soul of the departed Derek Obiero rest in peace. William Njuguna, it has been a trying time for the rugby fraternity over the past 3 or so weeks. First, with the death of Impala fullback Richard Sidindi, and then 2 weeks later, the death of Derek Obiero after a short illness, a young player whose career was on the up and up.
Absolutely, yes. Very trying time for the rugby fraternity. As we just stayed last weekend, a few weeks ago. And this is the Impala lineup for the day. Edgar Obino, Daniel Dome, Sol Kivumbi, Davis Makori, Shem Joseph, Tyson Okoth, Elkins Musena and Joel Omoer in the forwards, with Samson Onsomu, Xavier Bet, Samuel Montari, Hannington Baka, Bill Omondi, Bradley Ocheng and Antonio Diambo in the backs. On the subs bench, we do have Collins Chogo, Emmanuel Omondi, Eric Kere, Steve Shama, Anthony Nyandigisi, Paul Mutsami, Quinto Ongo and Steve Juma.
Head coach is Frank Ndong, former Kenya international. Lining up for Nakuru is John Bugwa, Dennis Abenga, Ezekiel Waitere, Philip Owor, Edwin Makori, Kasia Somolo, Monate Akui, Charles Odongo, Jeff Ominde, Dan Abuyeka, Walter Okoth, Brian Maina, Oscar Ouma, Gramuel Bunyasi, Crispin Onyango. On the replacements bench, it is Mbaya, Njenga, Githanga, Agutu, Mwangi, Alwoch, Onyango and Ratemo. Head coach is a former Impala player, former Strathmore Leos head coach, former Kenya Sevens head coach, Mitchell Ochola. Center referee for this match is the very experienced Constant Cap, just watching over there as Xavier Bet gets this match underway for the Saracens. His kickoff is deep into Nakuru territory, claimed there by Kasia Somolo. Hard running from the former winger. He has been converted into a back row player by Mitch Ochola. Jeff Ominde with that kick downfield. This is Bright from Nakuru early on. Monate Akwe just cleaning it up. Jeff Ominde finds himself in possession, plays it to Kasia Somolo once again. Abuyeka with a pass out wide. Oscar Ouma, that was a wayward pass and that looked like a knock-on from Bill Omondi. Yes, it was. But William Njuguna, what a way to introduce yourself into this match.
Absolutely, yes. Very good start there from Nakuru. That kick there by Jeff Ominde wasn't well fielded by Joel Omer. And if only the Nakuru player had offloaded the ball, that would have been a try for Nakuru in the opening 30 or so, 40 seconds of the first half.
But certainly a bright start from the Wanyore, as Nakuru are popularly referred to. Billy Omondi making a rare start for Impala after an injury-stricken season and a half.
Yes, did play 2 weeks ago against Blackblood and actually scored a try as they thumped Blackblood 38-19 at the KCB Sports Club. Both teams coming into this game in form. Nakuru having won their last 3, they've beaten Menengai Oilers, they've beaten Mwamba and they've beaten Strathmore Leos, while Impala have also had 2 wins against Homeboys and Blackblood. Good take there by
Monate Akwe claimed that ball in the air. Nakuru looking to walk this one home early on. Jeff Ominde has that ball at the base of the scrum. Plays it to Abuyeka. Inside pass to Oscar Ouma. Former Kenya Sevens international, recently returned to competitive rugby after a 1 year's hiatus. Constant Cap calls the infringement. Some breathing space for Impala.
Yes, good run there from Oscar Uma, who's, for most of you who actually follow the game, have actually seen him playing as a back row forward, but today, actually for the last couple of weeks, he's been playing as an inside center, number 12, and one of the most intelligent rugby players we have in the country.
Well,
he's going to cause problems for Impala as both as an attacker and as a defender.
Well, he has played in the backs before during a professional stint at Kandy Sports Club in Sri Lanka, where he was alternating between inside center and the wing.
Good scrum there from Impala.
But Nakuru not giving them any breathing space there. Micho Chola seems to have given his side explicit instructions to make life difficult for Impala. And they have certainly started on that note. Although the penalty advantage is with Impala, who, William, they have been notoriously slow starters to fixtures this season, just ebbing and flowing and getting into a rhythm as the game wears on.
Yeah, with the exception of previously the last 2 weekends where they got off to very good starts against Homeboys and against Black Blood. I do share your sentiments here. They have been notoriously very slow starters in matches that they have played. When these two teams met in Nakuru, it was Impala who won by 26 points to 22. The now famous Subuta Valley, better known as the Nakuru Athletic Club. First lineup of the afternoon. Match day 13.
And Impala have some big boys in that line out there. Joseph Shem, still only 23 years old, the man in shirt number 5, towering over everyone in that line out, Tunnel William Juguna. But for Nakuru, there is the experience of Philip Kwame and Edwin Makori, who have been in these kinds of situations time and again. And that contest was sloppy, eventually claimed by Nakuru.
Jeffrey Minde acted very quickest there, and they've been able to get that line out. Stolen from Impala.
That's Abuyeka with the dummy and attacks the inside channel. He has numbers arriving. Oscar Uma is there to secure the rack. Jeff Ominde plays it to Monate Akwe. Kenyan player of Sudanese origin, born in the Lokichogio area at the Kakuma refugee camp. The pressure is mounting early on. Gramuel Bunyasi just shoving Samuel Motari into touch.
Yes, very frenetic opening start here at the Impala Club. Match day 13 of the 2018-2019 Kenya Cup season. These two teams are only separated by 1 point on the log. So a win for either stretches the gap. A win for Nakuru takes them above Impala. And it drops, I think, Impala out of the playoff positions because Mwamba have already won their game this afternoon. In case you missed it, the 2 p.m. kickoff, they did beat Homeboys by 46 points to 19. They got a bonus point. So they move on to 38 points. And I think that's why we will concentrate the league for the next couple of weeks because Nakuru, Impala, and Mwamba are all chasing those 2 final positions in the playoffs. I think we can safely say that Homeboys are clearly out of the running as far as the playoffs are concerned. Jeffrey Minde with this penalty kick to give the visitors the lead. Penalty kick is successful by Jeffrey Minde. That takes the score now to 3-0. Nakuru winners of the Kenya Cup in 2013 and 2014. First team from outside Nairobi in the modern day Kenya Cup to win the league. Did it 2 years in a row. But those heady heights have all but disappeared in the last couple of years.
Indeed, and Jeff Ominde, one of the survivors of that squad, alongside Edwin Makori, Philip Owor, and Oscar Oma. All part of that Kenya Cup winning squad from about 5-6 years ago.
Yes, very dominant squad. Nakuru had the lion's share of Kenya 15's players, the likes of Samuel Arui.
And William Jugunet, it is also interesting to see the return of the experienced Dennis Abenga in the Nakuru front row. But as we speak, that is another experienced man for Impala, Davis Makori.
Yes, Impala taking advantage of that knock-on by Nakuru. Can they get their first point on the board here?
That was Billy Omondi with the decoy run as Impala just spread play down the left flank.
Constant cap there, penalizing Nakuru for not policing the offside line. And Impala opting to go for the penalty. Just to remind you of the other fixtures being played today, the top two, Cabras and KCB, facing Black Blood and Nondis respectively. And just down the road at the RFA ground, just across the fence, Queens hosting Menengai Oilers as Strathmore host Mean Machine in a relegation six-pointer, if I may use that word. Normally use it in football, but that's a relegation six-pointer between those two sides who lie 11th and 12th on the log.
Xavier Bet just tees himself up for the attempt at goal from the penalty. He will be looking to cancel out Jeff Ominde's three-pointer, which came 2 minutes ago. It's a beautifully struck kick from Bet, but it is not accurate. The scores remain 3-0. It is Nakuru holding on to the slender lead as we're heading into the opening 10 minutes of the match. Xavier Bet had a standout season in 2018, from captaining the Kenya under-20s to playing for the Kenya Simbas. He was played in a number of positions, from his preferred scrum of position, featured in some games on the wing, and that was quite the baptism of fire for the young man who turns 21 later this year. Jeff Ominde with that kick downfield. There's a bit of indecision before it is eventually claimed by Quinto Ongo. He is not given breathing space there by Cassius Omolo. The delivery is to Daniel Ndome. He has Joseph Shem in support. Kuru just policing that offside line after being penalized, and the discipline pays off. They are celebrating there. You think that they've gotten points on the board, but certainly a positive start for Micho Chola's charges. Jeff Ominde, he will be tasked with a lot of game management duties in this match.
Yes, alongside Duncan Abuyeka, as they go now to the corner, look for territory and possession. Will be a line out throw for Nakuru. Then it's a banger. Experienced front throw forward. It is line out throw for Nakuru. Nakuru with a very good start here. And get the best of line out throws there. And there was a collision there, but the referee...
Well, actually, Emmanuel Mboya has started ahead of Dennis Abenga. Cassius Omolo has been sent to the sin bin. Nakuru are down to 14 men 10 minutes into the match. Cassius Omolo probably a tad too enthusiastic there.
Yes.
That was a high tackle on Samson Onsomu. But in his defense, Omolo could argue that Onsomu is obviously vertically challenged, and therefore it was inevitable that
they're going to collide.
Yes.
So it's going to be a line-out throw for Impala. They get the penalty. Nakuru last time when they were in Nairobi in January did lose to Harlequins by 36 points to 21, and also lost to KCB by 40 points, I think 49 points to 6 at the Lions Den in Doraka.
That was some good defensive work from Philip Kwame and Edwins Makori to drive back Joseph Shem. Impala, however, still in possession. They will be looking to utilize the one-man advantage, but not when they lose the ball like that. Charles Odongo just cleaning it off an Impala player. Philip Kwame just takes it 1 meter forward, one crucial meter. This is Oscar Oma. Oscar Oma finding himself in contact and already causing problems for Impala. Jeff Ominde with the high and hanging ball doesn't go the way he expected it. It is claimed by Elkins Musonye, the former Western Bulls and Strathmore Leos man. This match has begun with high intensity. Cassius Omolo spending his 10 minutes in the bin. contemplating on his actions.
Older brother to
Nelson Oyo, former
Nelson
Kenya
Oyo.
Sevens international.
It's been ping-pong between these two teams in the opening 11 minutes of this game. But it's Nakuru with a slender 3-0 advantage. Still early days yet. These two teams clashed in November, and it was a 4-point victory for Impala. 26 points to 22. So we could be in for a very nail-biting contest between these two sides. The visitors Nakuru and Impala. Match day 13 of the 2018-2019 Kenya Cup season. It's going to be a line-out throw for Impala. Constant Cup just blows the whistle to stop the clock running. Looking for the ball here.
I'm not too sure what happened to the ball, William Juguna. Was it kicked into Jamhuri Estate?
Probably must have been kicked there because it's taking years to come back to the field of play.
And there's no longer direct access into Jamhuri Estate, which literally is just across the fence. Finally, there is a ball and a play resuming any moment now. Daniel Ndome, former Kenya under-20 international, has grown into the starting position here at Impala. Joel Omer. Had some hard running coming through from Impala. That was Sami Motari. This is Elkins Musonye. This drives a meter forward. Onsomu. Tyson Okoth, former Kenya under-20 captain. Started his rugby at the Impala Academy and has grown into the first team ranks.
Sol Chivumbi, must say Chivumbi, not Kivumbi. Was reminded that by one Kolo Nabiswa. Must put in the chi, not key.
Well, that is quite the challenge. And if that is the case, then we would also probably refer to players like Sami Oliech as Sami Oliek. But to more serious matters on the pitch here, we're heading into 15 minutes of play. Nakuru leading through that penalty from Jeff Ominde 10 minutes ago. Playing with a man down after Cassius Omolo was sent to the sin bin. But certainly navigating the storm, controlling the proceedings thus far. But it is a slender 3-0 lead that they hold over Impala.
As Jeffrey Minde with the scrum put in. So you might have had earlier one of the few remaining survivors from that Nakuru side that won the Kenya Cup in 2013 and 2014. Ominde. Minde with a cutout pass that finds... that
was Brian Mayaka. Duncan Abuyeka plays it to Crispin Onyango. Gramuel Bunyasi. Yes,
some battle going on at the breakdown there. Good counter-attacking coming in from Impala. They've turned the ball over. Ota is really giving it a good go here. Bet finds Joel Omer, the captain.
Joel Omer was part of the Kenya under-20 squad that played at the 2009 Junior World Rugby Trophy, which was hosted at the RFA ground and this ground.
Diving at the rock there, and the referee penalizes Impala. Stop starting this game here between the two sides, and Impala just can't get into a rhythm,
which is working positively for Nakuru, who will be happy to play out the next 5 minutes before Cassius Omolo returns to the fold, and they're back to the full complement of 15 players. Jeff Ominde with that kick for territory was unable to find it. Sami Motari, Kenya Sevens international, who was part of the squad that won the Singapore Sevens in 2016, presents the ball to Onsomu, who eventually finds Joseph Shem. Onsomu, Davis Makori. His forward movement is being curtailed there by Nakuru, who, like we said, only too happy to weather the storm that is coming their way from 15-man Impala Saracens.
Impala not really getting over the advantage line here, and that's a knock-on.
Xavier Bet just taking his eye off the ball, and the advantage is with Nakuru. Duncan Abuyeka looked to have spilled that ball.
Very frenetic play coming in from both sides there. The referee playing advantage And Impala just not getting over the advantage line. They had a decent spell of possession, but not able to find any chinks in the Nakuru territory, and it's going to be a scrum put in. I don't know whose ball it's going to be.
Probably will be an Impala scrum feed, because that last handling error came from Duncan Abuyeka. But you also have to give it to Nakuru for playing to the referee's whistle after a series of infringements there and finding themselves deep in Impala territory. 17 minutes into the match, it is a Jeff Ominda's penalty that separates the Wanyore from Nakuru from Impala, the home side here. Ball eventually punted downfield, out of play, and relief for Impala. Emmanuel Mboya with the line out throw. It is claimed eventually by Edwins Makori, and that is Charles Odongo. He has also worked his way back into the Nakuru starting lineup after being out through injury and personal commitments. Sami Motori had a foot out to touch.
It's again handling errors from both sides, really curtailing the momentum and possession. It's been a scrappy opening 18.5 minutes of this game here, but that wouldn't really unfaze Nakuru. They lead by 3-0, and the two gentlemen in your picture there, Oscar Osir, the assistant coach at Impala Saracens, and Frank Nong, the head coach, will not be too happy with what they're seeing so far in these opening exchanges as we approach the 20-minute mark.
That duo, Oscar and Frankie, were part of that Impala Saracens side that won 3 Kenya Cups in a row between 2000 and 2002, when they swept virtually everything in sight, with the exception of the 2002 Enterprise Cup title. And there was a hint of wheeling there, but the advantage remains with Impala.
Get the penalty. Xavier keeping a teach bet. Look for territory here.
And you know, William, despite the score being low, you must admit that this match has been played at a frenetic pace. It's unbelievable to think that we have already hit the halfway mark in the first half. We're heading into 20 minutes. Just shows you how intense this match has been so far.
Absolutely, yes. It's been very intense, very physical. Just the lack of quality and stardust missing in both sides, especially in attack. We've seen a lot of spilled ball from both teams. Shem Joseph trying to get that line out, but it's pinched there by Philip Kwame. And the ball is just booted downfield. But the referee has called it back here. It's been stop-start. It's not free-flowing. Remember, a couple of weeks ago, we were here at the Impala Club. 3 weeks ago, to be exact, for that showdown in the juggle between Cabra Sugar and KCB. Once again, that line of throw, not the best, but will the referee call it back? Yes, he will call it back. Cabra Sugar and KCB met on this pitch 3 weeks ago, and what a game it was. KCB won by 44 points to 20.
Wow, in 3 weeks, it looks like such a long time. Yet it was just the other day. Remember, we didn't have any live broadcast last week as the league competition paved way for the Enterprise and Mwamba Cup competitions, which took place across the country. And it is, however, important to note that Bamba Sport will be airing the Enterprise Cup from the quarter-final stage. The Enterprise Cup has been played every year since 1930. Charles Odongo loses that ball as he breaks from the base of the scrum. It is cleaned up by Tyson Okoth. Elkins Musonye making a nuisance of himself there for Impala. This is a forward momentum from the home side. They are looking to get their first points on the board. We have earlier seen a penalty from Xavier Bet sail wide. This is Billy Omondi, and the try comes. Well worked try from Antonio Dhiambo, the fullback, diving over for the try. Well worked from Impala Saracens.
Well worked try, and it all started with that line out there. Charles Odongo hesitated a bit, and the ball was actually pitched off him by Elkins Musonye. And Impala were able to go through the phases. Bet to Bill Omondi, and Bill Omondi just able to offload the ball there to Antonio Dhiambo, who goes over the whitewash, and Impala's opening try, and the opening try of the afternoon. That takes the score now to 5 points to 3 with the conversion kick to come.
And it has taken all of 20 minutes for the first try to be recorded in this match. All of 15 minutes for Impala to respond to that penalty from Jeff Ominde. Xavier Bet is tasked with furthering the score. He cuts a figure of concentration as he looks to further extend the lead for the Saracens. It sails wide and the scores remain 5-3. We have 17 minutes to play in the first half. That try from Antonio Cheng cancelling out Jeff Odhiambo's penalty. And let's just see that again. Actually, it is Antonio Dhiambo. I got my names mixed up there. Odhiambo was not going to spurn the opportunity to dive over the whitewash.
So Nakuru with the restart here. Jeff Ominde. It's been a balanced opening 20 minutes so far.
Cassius Omolo is back on the field of play, but Jeff Ominde making a mess of that restart. There will be a scrum down in the middle of the park. It will be an Impala scrum feed.
Yes, it will be an Impala scrum feed. Jeff Ominde straight out from the kickoff, from the restart, and advantage swinging back to Impala. Just to remind you that Mwamba were winners, beating Homeboys by 46 points to 19, and they got a bonus point victory. Onsomo with the scrum put in. Joel Omer trying to control things at the back there as Omilo tries to get his hands on. Now, Onsomo finds Quinto Ongo. Now, can Ongo now straighten the line? Finds Onsomo again. Onsomo. Shem Joseph delivers the ball there, but that was a bit messy, and it was a knock-on by Impala. Could see what they wanted to do. They wanted to play an offloading game there, but the execution just wasn't right, and it's advantage back to Nakuru.
Well, this is a fair contest of rugby coming to you on Bamba Sport from the Impala Club. And scores just coming in from the KCB Sports Club in Ruaraka indicate that the defending champions KCB leading Nondis by 5 points to 0. It will be remembered that Nondis stunned KCB 27-22 in match day 2 action, which was aired live on Bamba Sport on the 24th of November 2018. That is Abuyeka. Does well to keep the ball under pressure from Tyson Okoth. He finds the floor eventually. Looks as though Impala have forced the turnover. No, they haven't. It is Nakuru on the back foot. Charles Odongo with the box kick from the number 8. It is claimed by Billy Omondi. Brilliant cover tackle coming through from Gramwell Bunyasi. Is a bit scrappy there, the contest for the ball. Impala eventually forcing the turnover. Onsomo to Xavier Bet. Just looks to attack the pocket downfield on the right channel. And he does.
It's a good kick there from Xavier Bet. Just relieves pressure off Impala, and it puts pressure on Nakuru. 5-3 the scoreline. Early days yet, 26 minutes gone. How time has really flown. And so far, it's nip and tuck, topsy-turvy between these two teams, chasing a playoff position. And as we said earlier, it'll come down probably to these three teams, Nakuru, Impala, and Mwamba, for those final 2 slots. As John Bugwa, actually Emmanuel Mboya, Minde with the box kick here, but it's all messy, and it will be an Impala line-out throw. Don't know what Ominde was trying. Daniel Ndome, the line-out throw here for Impala. It's won there by Shem Joseph. Joseph going on a very good run there. Very good forward play coming in from Impala on Somo. And Edgar Obino carries the ball hard and strong. Davis Makori. On Somo. Can they get try number 2 here? Putting Nakuru under pressure.
It is Impala with the momentum. They have played with the tails up since Antonio Dhiambo's try. And as William Njuguna rightfully mentions, Impala under pressure. That is Makori once again. Just carries that ball 1 meter forward, 1 crucial meter closer to the try line. Impala looking to work this slowly but surely. Nakuru defending desperately, defending with their lives. The ball is on the floor, but Constant Cap calls for the infringement. It will be a scrum down. Nakuru's feed. 12 minutes to play in the first half. 5-3 to Impala Saracens, the team in red and white.
Playing from left to right, while Nakuru playing from right to left. Snapshot of a crowd that has come to the Impala club to watch.
This afternoon at the
15th day of March.
Berry Lakini has not awarded the try.
3 matches left after this weekend before we head into the playoffs. And as you might have saw earlier in the 2 p.m. kickoff, it was Mwamba who came out tops with a 46-19 demolition of Homeboys. That win earned them a bonus point, and that takes them to 38 points here at the Impala club. 3 more games to go. Mwamba do have a date with Nondis and KCB in 2 out of their 3 fixtures.
And William Njuguna, talking of KCB, they've added a second try and a conversion, now leading Nondis by 12 points to 0. Certainly out to avenge that first leg loss against the same opposition.
Yes, we were there at the KCB Sports Club when that 20-month unbeaten run for the Bankers ended. But since then, they have not lost any other game. They have been pretty much coasting, playing efficient, brilliant rugby, as we saw here 3 weeks ago when they beat Cabras by 44 points to 20.
Just catch a snapshot of the crowd that is here at the Impala Club for Kenya Cup Match Day 13 action. Smiley faces, obviously enjoying the moments in the stands. And William Njuguna, never dull moments when you're spectating the game of rugby. A lot of banter, a lot of jabs thrown.
Absolutely, yes. A lot of banter, a lot of jabs.
But all in good nature.
All in good nature, no fights. It's all humor for the afternoon.
And play about to resume any moment now. It is a scrum feed for Nakuru RFC, trailing Impala Saracens by 5 points to 3. We have 10 minutes to play in the first half. Has been a very well contested fixture between the two sides. Antonio Dhiambo's try cancelling Jeff Ominde's penalty.
Latest score from the Forest in Kakamega is that Cabras are leading Black Blood by 17 points to 0. And just to remind you that the ESS game between Cabras 2 and Black Blood 2 ended in favor of 103 to 6 in favor of Cabras 2.
And for the uninformed, the ESS, the Eric Shirley Shield, is the reserve league of the Kenya Cup, where we have the second string sides of teams competing in the Kenya Cup, playing in a similar tournament over a similar period of weeks for the Eric Shirley Shield title. This is Oscar Ouma looking to embark on a barnstorming run from deep in his territory. Presents the ball. Jeff Ominde with the kick downfield. Does he have players chasing? Instead, we do have players back home for the Saracens. Odhiambo with the kick downfield. Brilliant kick from the young fullback.
It's going to be a line out throw to Nakuru. To Nakuru RFC. 8.5 minutes to go to the end of the first half here. It's been a stop-start affair between these two sides. The only moment of quality coming in there from Anthony Odhiambo, just giving Impala the lead at 5 points to 3. It's going to be a line out throw taken by Nakuru. Once again, the ball has been turned over. It's Impala here. Bet finds Bill Omondi. Omondi loses the ball, then contact, and it's going to be advantage to Nakuru. It's been stop-start here in this first half. No fluency in possession.
Indeed, William.
Between the two sides.
True indeed, William, but lately the calls have been going Nakuru's way. Probably just an indicator that the tide is beginning to swing in their favor.
Yes, the tide is beginning to swing in their favor, but when they do get the ball, I mean, they're not really punishing Impala for the indiscretions. It's going to be advantage to Nakuru. They'll get the scrum put in from that unforced error by Impala. Could be in for a very low scoring game, Michael Kwambo, from my estimation.
Well, we could be in for that. Obviously, we'll see a lot more scores, but probably not as high as we witnessed in the first match. But you just feel, William Juguna, this game will open up in the second half with the urgency building and the need to make it a lot more decisive at the close of 80 minutes.
It's Nakuru on the attack here. Cloud of dust. And the referee's arm is out for an advantage.
That was Brian Maina just making a nuisance of himself at the contact area. Nakuru surging forward. Penalty advantage in their favor. Philip Kwame's forward movement was being impeded there. But that is not obviously why the penalty was awarded. There was an earlier infringement. Constant Cap was playing advantage.
And that kick does go out, and it's going to be advantage to Nakuru. We will get the line out.
This is Emmanuel Mboya with the line out throw. Plays it short. Philip Kwame with some football skills, but there was a handling error from Brian Maina. Prior to that, Constant Cap once again spotted the infringement. Advantage now back to Impala. 5 minutes left in the first half. Still too close to call between these two sides. Impala in the red and white, Nakuru in the black and green. Two sides, former Kenya Cup championship winning sides in different generations. Impala have not won the Kenya Cup since 2009. Nakuru have not won the Kenya Cup since 2014. They're all here competing for a place in the playoffs, and with that a stab at the 2018-2019 Kenya Cup title. Xavier Bet with the big kick downfield is claimed. No, it isn't. That was a knock-on from Crispin Onyango. Quickly taken penalty. Joel Omer just surging forward. Impala looking to play quick ball and catch Nakuru napping. Brian Maina slows down the momentum there. Brian Maina and Oscar Oma have formed a thriving midfield partnership for Nakuru over the past few weeks.
Once again, scrappy play from both teams. Impala with a chance there just to really turn the knife on, but really haven't delivered. Good play coming in there from Isaac Loitere. Carries the ball a couple of meters. Ominde tries to dig in. And it's all bunched up here between the two sides. Good counter-attacking there coming in from Impala, but still Ominde is able to get that ball. That is Philip Kwame. And the referee has called it back. It's going to be an Impala ball. 3.5 minutes to go to the end of the first half. Impala leading by the slenderest of margins, 5 points to 3. And a real lack of quality between these two teams. Michael Kwambo, from what we are seeing so far, I think the standards we saw in that Cabras KCB game were so high. But as you probably have said, maybe in the second half the game could really open up and we could see tries coming in. But so far it's been nip and tuck between the two teams.
And as we talk about the nip and tuck, Edgar Obino is forced into a shirt change as his shirt got ripped there in the frenetic play that we have seen over the past 37 minutes. But, you know, back to what you've been talking about, William Juguna, I think obviously also the state of the teams in terms of approaching this game, contributing to the quality of the action that we're seeing on our screens. As you can tell, there is still a lot of tension, still a lot of tentative play from both sides. The game really hasn't broken into a shell of sorts, and definitely something will happen, not in this half, but I think in the second half.
So we're going to have a scrum put in here between Nakuru and Impala. Nakuru in 7th on the log. They were joint at the start of play, joint 6th with Mwamba, but Mwamba of course beating Homeboys 46 points to 19 in the 2 p.m. kickoff and getting the bonus point with Collins Njera scoring a hat-trick of tries. Omer finds Onsomo. Quinto Ongo there, and the referee says that that offside line was being well policed by Nakuru, so it's advantage to Impala again. They get a second bite of the cherry, and they've actually opted to go for the penalty. Been a frenetic first half between the two sides, and that moment of quality from Anthony Odhiambo separating the two teams on this 16th day of March 2019, match day 13.
Xavier Bet with the opportunity to extend the lead for the Saracens. This coming after Nakuru were penalized. This is an ambitious kick from the fly half, but certainly within striking range. As we're heading towards the closing moments of the first half here at the Impala Club. Remember, we saw Mwamba defeat Homeboys 46-19 in the 2 p.m. kickoff. This is Xavier Bet. There's a big kick from the fly half, but it sails wide. The scores remain 5-3. Action has been close, has been intense. The scores are low and probably an indicator of how finely poised this match is.
Will be a 22-meter dropout from Nakuru. Jeffrey Ominde.
And Somu feels that ball from that kick by Jeff Ominde. That is Antonio Odhiambo, brought down by Oscar Ouma. Oscar Ouma looks to force the turnover. And yes, he has forced it. No, he hasn't. And Somu on hand to deliver the ball out wide. That pass was wayward for Impala, but they still are in possession. Tyson Okoth was forced to bend down low for that one. Obviously, his center of gravity was not going to give him the momentum needed to field that ball from the floor.
Yeah, the quality of passing here by Impala, not the very best. They had an attacking opportunity there, but that final last pass just didn't go to hand. So it's going to be actually a line out throw for Nakuru here. Won there by Philip Kwame. Actually, not by Philip Kwame, but by Monate Akwe. Ominde. Abuyeka loses the ball there. That was Walter Okoth. And another error from Nakuru. It's been stop-start from both sides. Errors creeping to the play. And it was a knock-on, I think, because he was tackled and just dropped the ball. And it's going to be a Nakuru ball and not Impala. After consultation with the referee, Constant Cap actually changes his decision and gives the ball back to Nakuru. Just to remind you of the other fixtures, Cabras playing Black Blood, KCB playing Nondis, Strathmolio's facing Mid Machine, and Queens hosting Menengai Oilers. We shall be updating you on those scores once we receive them. KCB were leading Nondis 12-0. Cabras were leading 17-0 against Black Blood. So Geoffrey Minde with the scrum put in. Good scrum from Impala, but Nakuru able to hold their own. Charles Odongo there, able to go on a good run, provides the ball to Ominde. Ominde gives it to Abuyeka. Now, can Nakuru get something from here?
That is Brian Maina, the former Queens man, slicing through the Impala defense.
It's a good line break there from Brian Maina, but as the support there wasn't able to come through.
Oscar Uma just making his presence felt. The ball is finally availed there for Jeff Ominde, who looks like he's digging into a treasure chest. Eventually gets the ball. Philip Kwame has a man arriving there, but they lose that ball. Tyson Okoth forces the turnover for Impala. Samson Onsomo. Davis Makori out on the left flank.
It's a very slow ball coming out from that track.
Kuru looking to force the turnover. Yes, they have forced it. This is Cassius Omolo, the hard running backroom man. Jeff Ominde.
Ezekiel Waitere tries his luck there from, carries the ball a couple of 3-4 meters ahead.
It's Abuyeka. That was not communicated, and Nakuru cheaply giving away possession. Impala driving forward under a cloud of dust here at the Impala Club. The chase is on for that ball, but it goes out into touch. And that is it for the first 40 minutes. It has been close. It has been tight. 2 points separating the two teams. Impala taking a 5-3 lead over Nakuru into the halftime interval. Mitchell Chola, the Nakuru coach, just marshalling his charges ahead of the halftime talk. The try from Antonio Dhiambo and that penalty from Jeff Ominde. The scores for the two sides. Once again, as we go into the halftime interval, a confirmation of the score. Impala Saracens leading Nakuru 5-3 at the break. The action coming to you from a sun-kissed Impala Club on Kenya Cup match day 13. We just catch a glimpse of the highlights. That was Sami Motari being pushed into the advertising hoarding. That was Jeff Ominde giving Nakuru the lead from the penalty. And that was the moment Cassius Omolo found himself heading to the naughty chair. Before this happened, Billy Omondi with that break. And the try coming through from Antonio Dhiambo. That was the action from the first half. And we're going into the halftime break. See you on the other side of halftime.
is a magnificent athlete. Rhodesia wins.
I started playing rugby a long time ago in high school, 2006. So I started playing St. Mary's, then eventually when I finished high school I came to Queens. Yeah. So the high school I went to, rugby was quite a big sport, and yeah, so just that and like having to play in the top sport in the school. So I used to play soccer, but soccer wasn't a big sport in Saint, so I shifted to rugby. Yeah, there's a bit of influence from a couple of my uncles who played for the club, so sort of like set my path straight here to Queens. I don't know, to me I think there's a sort of prestige playing for Queens. It's an old club as well, and also the influence from my uncles just like made me stick here. I haven't moved since. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm a PE teacher at Braeburn, just down the road here near Kangware. So that's basically my 8 to 5, and I come here in the afternoons, in the evening. Yeah, so my influences in rugby started like when I was much younger. So there were a couple of players. I supported the Springboks. So there are a couple of players I looked up to in terms of playing. I looked up to Jacques Fourie very much, Franz Steyn. In terms of coaching, I actually don't have anyone that I'm following keenly, but hopefully I'll pick a few of those up. I've played for so many years, I have a few years left. So yeah, just leaving this club in a better place than I found it. Yeah. Coaching, definitely. I enjoyed to coach. I do some coaching also on the side. And definitely that's an avenue I'd like to pursue also.
Hi.
My name is
Dylan Kerr.
David Rudisha.
Victor Wanyama, and you're watching
Bamba
Sports.
Bamba Sports.
After an extended halftime break that has seen the pitch receive some water, we are back for the second half. It is the Impala Saracens leading Nakuru RFC by 5 points to 3. The Saracens scoring their points through that try from Antonio Diambo. It cancelled out the penalty from Jeff Ominde. We just catch a glimpse of the Impala Saracens replacements getting a stretch before the match resumes for the second half. Some of the fans just observing the proceedings as we brace ourselves for the restart of the second half. Just catch some glimpses there of the ground staff here at the Impala Club, just looking to get rid of the dusty conditions. But William Jaguna, this probably opens a powder keg for the second half. Do expect the pitch to be a lot more slippery and probably will affect the quality of play for the remaining 40 minutes.
Absolutely, yes. Yeah, it makes things a little bit more interesting. Players could slip and fall in those conditions, and I don't think the entire pitch is being watered down. I think it's only the center of the pitch, not even on the far-flung areas. So, could prove to be very interesting in the second half of this encounter. Impala leading by a very narrow margin, very slender margin, 5 points to 3. Actually, KCB leading Nondis by 17 points to 0. As we try and update you on the other scores, it was that Strathmore Leos were leading Mean Machine 10-7, and Cabras were leading Black Blood by 24 points to 0 at the Forest Kakamega Showground. Just trying to get down the score for the Queen's game.
And we're still waiting for the second half to resume here at the Impala Club. Has been quite interesting. The truck watering the pitch had broken down. Wow. As they're just getting rid of the watering pipes there. The trunk reverses off the pitch, and after a prolonged halftime break, William Juguna, we're finally back for the second half. It is Impala Saracens against Nakuru RFC. Jeff Ominde to get the second half underway for Nakuru. Here we go. The ball is high and hanging. Is fielded by Tyson Okoth. is played downfield there to Anthony Nyandigisi on as a second half substitute. Gramuel Bunyasi just took his eye off the ball for a moment. Handling error there. Will it be costly? We don't know yet.
It's a handling error. It cannot be a line out. It was a handling error before the ball went out. And both sides guilty of that, especially Nakuru. Remember when these two sides clashed in Nakuru in November? Impala winning that game by 26 points to 22. Got a bonus point win. And Nakuru got a losing bonus point win. Samson Onsomu, Kenya Simba scrum half. Onsomu going to feed this ball into the scrum. Can Impala capitalize on this? It's been a low scoring first half. Very few opportunities between the two sides. And opportunities also not that many. A lot of knock-ons from both sides. Good scrum there from Impala. Joel Omer offloads to Onsomu. And once again, Onsomu actually turned to Nyandigisi, who drops that ball. And it will be another handling error. And it will be a Nakuru ball. The story of the game so far between the two sides. Good attacking opportunities being wasted with handling errors.
Just hoping that the remaining 39 minutes of this match churn out something different, as you just catch a glimpse of the Impala coaching staff there. Oscar Osir, Kenya 7's legend, and Frank Ndong, former Kenya 15's international. They won the Kenya Cup 3 times in a row with the Impala Saracens between 2000 and 2002. This is Jeff Ominde with the scrum feed for Nakuru. Looks to introduce some players into the field of play. He just delayed the pass and slips away. Jeff Ominde up against Samson Onsomu. Jeff Ominde has no support as he finds the floor. It is still Nakuru in possession. Oscar Ouma at scrum half. Plays it to big brother Philip Kwame. Ominde. This is Cassius Omolo. Nakuru once again making a sprightly start to this half as they did to the first. You can see the urgency there, and this is Oscar Ouma, rides one tackle, finds the floor after that tip tackle from Bill Omondi. But once again, William Juguna, the handling errors looking to take center stage in this match, as we just catch Sam Njogu there, the Nakuru strength and conditioning coach.
Yes, the handling errors on both sides now surely must have reached double figures. And in once again, in very promising positions. And the two sides can just get it right. And it will be advantage to Impala. Remember that moment of quality from Anthony Odhiambo separating the two sides. Xavier Bet has missed a penalty and a conversion. So those 5 points could really come back to haunt him in the second half. As we look at some of the Nakuru players on the bench. Nakuru coached by former Impala player Micho Chola, former Kenya 7's international, an alumni of Lenana School. And Bet now drops that ball. And it will be an advantage here to Nakuru. Good pressure coming in from Nakuru there. Xavier Bet just coughing up the ball in possession. Was caught in two minds. And it's going to be a Nakuru ball here.
Well, Brian Maina was already claiming the try. It doesn't matter because it is Nakuru with the advantage. Now picture there, a man they call Tyson, ardent Nakuru fan. He is a regular fixture at all their matches. Just catch a glimpse of the lively Nakuru fans finally bubbling into full voice after a very quiet first half, probably as a result of the contents in their hand.
Yes. 5-3 the scoreline here. Big opportunity coming up for Nakuru with this scrum put in. It's almost it's a 5-yard scrum, and if they can get the positioning and the ball delivery right, they probably can get a 5-pointer here. But Impala won't make it easy for them. Charles Obako there, trying to burrow his way past Samson Onsomu, but he can't. But it's still Nakuru with the ball. Man in jersey number 7 there is Monate Akwe. It's all Nakuru here. Can they make it count? Makori taken back there by the Impala defense. The referee's arm is out for an advantage. It's still Nakuru. Can they get on the end here? Good play coming from Nakuru, and that should be the 5-pointer for them.
Crispin Onyango with the try that gives Nakuru the lead here.
Well worked try there from Nakuru. They kept the ball alive for 3-4 phases there, and Crispin Onyango, the fullback, darting over at the corner, and that takes the score now to 8-3, shrugging off Bill Omondi there. And it was well worked try, which all started from that scrum. Good work by the Nakuru forwards, and Nakuru take the lead at 8-5 with the conversion kick to come by Geoffrey Ominde. Ominde now with the conversion, with the kick to come here. Opportunities fine, few and far between the two sides, so you must make them count. Ominde with the kick. And the kick is in, flags are up. So Nakuru leading by 10-5. Crispin Onyango, the fullback, darting his way there. And Kramwell Bunyasi just telling him to go for the center post try, but it really doesn't matter because a try has gone in. And Nakuru lead by 10-5. Still a long way to go in this game. Anthony Nyandikisi with the restart here. It's won there by Philip Kwame.
And definitely William Juguna, the game opening up as we predicted for this second half. Jeff Ominde with that kick downfield is fielded by Xavier Bet. Darting run from the fly half. Xavier Bet just looks to find the Nakuru defenders napping, but not on this particular occasion. Duncan Abuyeka with that kick downfield. It is a bit difficult for Quinto Ongo to handle. This is Quinto Ongo. Finds himself in a spot of bother. He has numbers arriving. Yes, they do. Samson Onsomu looks for that ball. Nakuru looking to force the turnover. They have forced it. Philip Kwame just surging forward. This is a lively spell of play from Nakuru. Jeff Ominde, darting run from the wily scrum half. That is Monate Akwe. Ominde once again in possession. Abuyeka. Warutere, beg your pardon.
It's been held up.
Impala just looking to slow down the momentum. Kasha Somolo gets his shoulder and body in. Nakuru not having any of Impala's resistance. They continue to drive forward, and this is a beautiful spell of play from the visitors. And they're attacking that channel down the left flank once again. And
was an infringement there. So the ball coming back to Impala. Decent spell of possession there by Nakuru. All started from the kickoff there. Charles Odongo winning that ball, creating a platform for Geoffrey Minde just to speed up possession. But Nakuru haven't made it count. Still leading by 10-5. And we still do have 30 minutes to go in this encounter. So scrum put in for Impala. Remember, a win for Nakuru takes them above Impala, and it drops Impala to be outside of the playoff positions.
But still early days. 21 minutes to play in the second half. Everything is going the way of the visitors, though.
We'll get the penalty there from Constant Cap.
And William Juguna, you can't fail to notice the big shifts being put in by Nakuru's experienced players, led by Jeff Ominde, Oscar Ouma, Edwins Makori, and Philip Owor Kwame. They are certainly getting their fans purring and singing, just trying out the solfa notation there, a bit of do re mi. But we are rugby commentators and not connoisseurs of music at this particular point in time.
Yes.
There's a penalty for Nakuru. Jeff Ominde tasked with looking for another 3 points for the Wanyore.
It's been successful with the kick into this afternoon. Very crucial part of the game of rugby. Kicking for points. As Ominde now lines up this penalty attempt. 13, if he does get through, it's 13 points to 5. And those missed kicks by Xavier Betts now could really come in handy for Impala as Ominde lines up this penalty attempt.
It was a big kick from Ominde, but it does not sail between the sticks. The margin between the two sides remains 10-5.
And Paul Mutsami has come in. So has Anthony Nyandigisi. I think Nyandigisi is starting at fly half, if I'm not wrong, instead of Xavier Bett. Left-footed strike for the 22-meter dropout. The try scorer, Crispin Onyango.
Plays it through to the veteran Edwin Makori. Lost that ball as he went into contact. Constant Cap is playing the advantage. There looked to be a high tackle there. Oscar Uma just brings down his opponent.
Daniel Ndome.
But he's not given an inch by Monate Akwe. Samson Onsomu cleans it up for Impala. Nyandigisi with the pass out wide. This is Joel Omer with the grabber kick. Eventually, the ball is claimed by Xavier Bett. Struggling to present the ball, but eventually he does. Nyandigisi. Eric Kere. Daniel Ndome makes his presence felt. Onsomu. Nyandigisi with a kick downfield. That was great vision from the experienced Anthony Nyandigisi.
Constant Cap has blown the whistle. He has called it back for a play here. Must have spotted an infringement. And he goes to consult with his assistant referee. 12 minutes gone into the second half. Match day 13 of the 2018-2019 Kenya Cup season. Icho Chola there doesn't look very happy, but he says he seems to be pointing to his neck. I think there was a high tackle somewhere. And Constant Cap now, stickler of the law, summoning Geoffrey Ominde and Edwin Makori, having a word with them.
Well, at this particular moment, Jeff Ominde just gets a talking to. Constant Cap avoiding reaching into his pocket for a yellow card.
And
Nyandigisi with a kick out into touch.
Out into touch. Opportunity here, beckoning for Impala from this line out. Nakuru leading by 10 points to 5. Still a very close contest. It's been a tough contest between the two sides. Moments of brilliance from Antonio Odhiambo and Crispin Onyango. Both tries having been scored by the fullbacks in today's game. And of course, the man with the difference with the kicking has been Geoffrey Ominde with the penalty and the conversion. Daniel Ndome with the line-out throw here for Impala. It's won there by Impala, but the referee says there was a knock-on. And it's going to be advantage to Nakuru. Bit of aji-baji going on between Elkins Musonye and the Nakuru forwards. Cassius Omolo just pointing towards him. A missed opportunity for Impala there. Line-out throw was not straight. Impala next face Strathmore Leos in what will be an Enterprise Cup and Kenya Cup doubleheader next weekend. While Nakuru will be hosting Cabras Sugar at the Nakuru Athletic Club.
26 minutes to play here in this second fixture of a doubleheader weekend on Mwamba Sport. It is Impala trailing Nakuru by 10 points to 5. Charles Odongo breaks from the scrum. Jeff Ominde was looking for clean ball. Obviously, Charles Odongo eventually penalized there.
Yeah, he was isolated as he made that break here. Didn't have support from his fellow back row players there. Should have provided cover. And Nyandikisi goes to the corner again. Now can Impala get this line out right here? Steve Juma plans to come in. Who he's going to come in for? As he gets a talking to from Oscar Osir, the assistant Impala Saracens coach and Kenya Sevens legend, and Frank Ndong. So Daniel Dome will just line out, get it straight, and Impala have an opportunity to get a try here from this line out. Nakuru with a bit of defending to do here. It's one there, but once again it's all messy from Impala. And Charles Odongo, it's going to be a try here. Eric Kere charged down that kick, and the try has been given. Charles Odongo attempted to go for the kick, but it was charged down by the substitute there, Eric Kere. And Impala tie the game at 10-all. Line-out throw wasn't the best. It was pinched by Nakuru. And now with the conversion kick to come. Can see it again there. Charles Odongo gets a kick. It's charged down there by Elkins Musonye. And Eric Kere gets the try, grounds it down. And Quinto Ongo now with the conversion kick to come. 10-10 the scoreline. This goes through. It is 12-10.
Well, William Juguna, you just have to question Charles Odongo's decision to kick that ball in the first place, because obviously he was not the designated territorial kicker, taking matters into his own hands, and that brain freeze sees Nakuru cede a 5-point lead. They could further trail should the conversion kick be successful. It isn't, and we are all square at 10-10 with about 23 minutes to play in the second half of this encounter. Charles Odongo, not at all renowned for his kicking prowess, and justifying why he is never called up for conversions or territorial kicks there.
Yes, not the best decision there by Charles Odongo. So the scores are tied again, 10-10. As Jeffrey Omindo with the restart. One there by Impala, but it's been turned over by Nakuru. Anthony Nyandikisi puts the ball downfield. It's a good kick. And it's a good kick there from Anthony Nyandikisi. It's going to be a line-out throw for Nakuru. It's going to be a line-out throw for Nakuru here. That was a good kick by Anthony Nyandikisi. Manuel Mboya with a line-out throw here. One there by Makori. Cassius Omolo, bruising player there, takes play into, provides support there from his forwards. And that kick, does it find touch? And Samuel Montari there thought he cleaned the ball out well. And the referee. And it's going to be a yellow card. It's a yellow card. Nakuru down to 14 men. Nakuru down to 14 men there. Gramwell Bunyasi, I think. Yes, Gramwell Bunyasi. Then an orthodox tackle, and as Constant Cup now confers with his assistant referee, it was a neck tackle. Latest score from the Kakamega Showground is that Cabras are 50 points up, Century 50 points to nil. as Impala do get the penalty here for the high tackle. And DKC. KCB leading Nondis 19 points to 0. And there is another card coming out here. So Nakuru, and it's actually a red card. Edwin Makori has been sent to is off for this game. So Nakuru are going to play with 14 men. They are down to 13 as it is. Gramel Bunyasi has been sent to the bin. And Edwin Makori now has been sent off, I think, for dirty language spoken to the referee or back chat to the referee. So Makori is off. He's been red carded. And what a way for Nakuru to shoot themselves in the foot here.
Williams, we're going to talk about the cookie crumbling. Let's just see what happened here.
Gramel Bunyasi with a high tackle on Samuel Mutari. And after consultation with the assistant referee, Constant Cap
yellow carded
Gramel Bunyasi.
And Edwin Makori is distraught, refusing to leave the field of play. Emotions running high here as Nakuru assistant coach Jotham Owili just engaging Constant Cap in some conversation. Oscar Ouma demonstrating with the referee. I think Nakuru will have to control their emotions here.
Yeah, they'll have to control their emotions. It's a game that looked very promising for them. They're in a very winning position, but now as it stands, things not looking very good for Nakuru. They're going to play 14 men for the next,
well, for the rest of the game.
Actually, yeah. And Colon Abiswa there as part of the Kenya Rugby's Referee Society, just trying to calm things down here. Play has been stopped as a semblance of order has to come back into play. Edwin Makori cannot come back into the pitch. He's been red carded. Red card rule means that you are out. As you can see, Oscar Ongo just trying to explain himself with Frank Long, the head coach. Michael Kwambu, I think the referee's decision is final. It cannot be reversed.
Well, it is what it is, and all that we can do from this vantage point is to see how this situation unfolds. But up to this moment, it has been a competitive match, all square at 10-10 with the final 20 minutes to play. It has been quite an interesting start to the second half. It was delayed by that watering of the field. This was after consultation with the assistant referee. Constant Cap reached into his pocket, flashed the red card to Edwin Makori. Flabbergasted was the look on his face. Nakuru huddling up there on the field of play. Certainly a deflating moment for Nakuru. As we continue to see what will unfold with this, remember Nakuru
latest score from the Lions in Indoraka is that KCB leading by 26 points to 0, and if I'm not wrong, they do have the bonus point in the bag there.
They definitely do. And just talking about this match, that penalty from Jeff Ominde, as well as a converted try, saw Nakuru gather their 10 points, while Impala scoring their 10 points off tries from Antonio Odhiambo and Eric Carey. Now picture there, Kenya legend Max Muniafu just looking to urge the Nakuru players to continue with this game. Remember, Max Muniafu played the twilight days of his career at Nakuru. one of the players who was responsible for the resurgence of Nakuru as a rugby powerhouse. An esteemed name in the Kenyan rugby circles. Just catch a glimpse of the Impala players here. We played 62 minutes, we were down to the last 18. It would be great to see how this match pans out. Max Muniafu just giving a word there to Edwins Makori. I think in the interest of the game, in the spirit of the game, it would be great to see it played out to its entire 80 minutes, because
Absolutely,
that
yes.
is the spirit of rugby. And it is encouraging to see the Nakuru players huddling together. Definitely a sign that they will be returning to the field of play. Yes, they will be returning to the field of play. Action should be resuming any moment now. And much as the decision is hard for Nakuru to take in, I think in the spirit of sport, they can still show up, dig deep, and win this game.
Absolutely, yes, they can. This game is not over. It's 10-10.
But certainly, that decision there has obviously affected the ebb and flow of the match, as well as the emotions that have run deep. And also for Nakuru, they certainly can appeal that red card issued to Edwins Makori. And play does resume. This is Xavier Bet. Puts that ball out into touch. So it is the 13 men of Nakuru up against the 15 men of Impala. 18 minutes left here to play at the Impala club. Gramuel Bunyasi is in the sin bin, and I think Edwins Makori is in the sin bin, the man in shirt number 5. It would be prudent to confirm what is going on.
We don't know if the red card has been turned into yellow. We shall find out shortly and let you know. Match day 13, full of drama here at the Impala club, with a red card to Edwins Makori and a yellow card to Gramuel Bunyasi. For sure, we know Gramuel Bunyasi will be back after 10 minutes as Steve Juma comes into the field of play here. He replaces Edgar Obino on the loose head side. Edwins Makori there. I don't know what he said to the referee. Gramuel Bunyasi. So, Impala getting the scrum there on, but here comes Abuyeka, Oscar Ouma, and Brian Maina. Okay, the yellow card has been rescinded. The yellow card has been rescinded.
Well,
Or the
actually,
red card has been rescinded to a yellow now. So, Makori will be back in the field of play after 10 minutes, but Nakuru down to 13 men.
It is still being played at a frenetic pace here. Nakuru putting their bodies on the line.
Playing with a chip on their shoulder. You can just see the body language of the Nakuru players. And they really have to be careful. I think the most important thing for them is to try and win the game. And as several coaches have told me, I mean, the referee hasn't stopped you from scoring tries or kicking penalties.
Additionally, for them, they just have to ride out this 10-minute storm when they are down to 13 men following the double yellow cards issued to Gramuel Bunyasi and Edwins Makori. And just a confirmation of the score from the KCB Sports Club in Ruaraka, where the Bankers have landed their 4th try. I'm sure William had talked about it moments ago, but they do lead Nondis by 26 points to 0.
This game is on a knife edge here at the Impala club. You just feel that whoever scores the next try probably will have this game in the bag. Or could it end in a draw? It's 10-10, and it's been disrupted in the second half. Not in a lot of fluency, as Constant Cup now calls for a scrum reset. Steve Juma there. Saul Chivumbi of Uganda and Daniel Ndome in the front row. Geoffrey Ominde with the scrum put in.
And the 7 men of Nakuru in the forwards, riding that one out. This is Brian Maina, does well to field that pass. Just shows and goes, attacks that space. He was slowed down by Anthony Nyandigisi. There's a contest on the floor there. Constant Cap is on the scene. Impala look to have forced the turnover. Nakuru defending with their lives. They will be content. And actually the decision going their way, the handling error from Impala. Edwins Makori will probably come back into this match with the fury of first having been sent off and then having that yellow card awarded instead of the red card.
Vehement protests coming in from Oscar Uma and the rest of the Nakuru team. But it's been a stop-start affair, Michael Kwambo, in this game. The moments of quality, yes, from Crispin Onyango and Anthony Odhiambo, and of course Eric Kere, very good, but it's been largely a frenetic affair. Good scrum coming in from Impala. As Elkins Mshonya wanted to dive for that ball. It will be a line-out throw, I think, for Impala.
Yes, it will, but we've seen both sides struggle with their set pieces this afternoon.
Grammel Bunyasi in the naughty chair, following that high tackle on Samuel Montari, which really sparked off that melee with the referee, Constant Cap. Daniel Dome now.
So it is the 13 men of Nakuru up against the 15 from Impala. And it doesn't go their way. At advantage Nakuru. Donald Watch on for Jeff Ominde. This is Oscar Oma, probably looking to take matters into his own hands, and that is some strong running from former Kenya Sevens captain. Donald Watch once again plays it to Abuyeka, kick downfield. Claimed in the air there by Motari, and news coming in from KCB Sports Club is that Nondis have landed a consolation try. Current scores there 26-5, but here at the Impala Club it is so frenetic heading into the final 12 minutes. The 13 men of Nakuru desperately in this battle against the 15 of Impala. The scores all square at 10 apiece. Onsomu to Steve Juma. He's been brought in for the final quarter. This is Daniel Ndome. Goes down under that double challenge from the Nakuru forwards. Onsomu with the ball out wide. Tyson Okoth with the handling error. William Jugun, I think that is just a highlight of how tense things are.
Oh, absolutely. You know, with both sides chasing a playoff position, no quarter given, no inch given. Current scores 10-10. And Xavier Bet and Quinto Ongo have failed to land both of the conversions and penalties. Had they landed, it would have given Impala a buffer of at least 7 points. At least there was a penalty and those 2 conversions. So 7 points which they have left there, and they could come in crucial in these last 10 minutes of this encounter here at the Impala Club. Remember, when these two sides met in Nakuru in November, it was 26 points to 22 for Impala.
This is Donald Watch. You have to give it Nakuru. This is hard running from Walter Okoth. Donald Watch to Jeff Ominde. Plays the ball out wide to Gramuel Bunyasi, who is back from the sin bin. Gramuel Bunyasi is going to race clear, and this is a try for Bunyasi. What a way to make your way back onto the field of play. 15-10 with 11 minutes to play. Vindication for Nakuru, William?
Absolutely, yes, vindication for Gramuel Bunyasi, who was rightly carded by the referee, but he has come back to spark that moment of brilliance. Try number 3 for Nakuru. That takes the score to 15 points to 10. Cut in back there and just showed the gas there. Shrugged off on Somu and goes over the whitewash. Takes the score now to 15-10, and you can see the reactions from the Nakuru players themselves. What a way to score the try, coming off the naughty chair and getting try number 3 for Nakuru. 15-10 with the conversion to come. 10 minutes to go. We're in for a cracking last 10 minutes.
The decision to return to the field of play so far paying off for Nakuru, because their body language at that point in time seemed to indicate that they were done and dusted with this fixture. But such is the beauty of sport, William Juguna. The next 10 minutes will be close, will be tight. What can Jeff Ominde do from the kicking tee? It's a big kick for Jeff Ominde. It does not sail between the sticks, and it remains 15-10, 9 minutes left here. Let's just see that pass from Jeff Ominde. It found Gramuel Bunyasi. He left Xavier Bet for dead. He would then do the same to Samson Onsomo before going over the chalk. The efforts of Elkins Musonye notwithstanding.
10 minutes to go. Can Impala respond? Remember, a win for Nakuru takes them above Impala. And we already do know that Mwamba did beat Homeboys 46 points to 19. So Mwamba already on 38 points. Impala on 34, Nakuru on 33. Onsomo finds Nyandigisi. Mutami with a cutout pass there that finds Montari. Montari offloads the ball back into the field of play. Good play there from Montari. Can Impala respond? They have 10 minutes, which is adequate time for them to respond and probably even grab a winner.
This is Onsomu just looking to bring his forwards into play. That is big Steve Juma. Another big carry from the former Kenya international. Nyandigisi with the ball out wide. But that final delivery was not as intended. A handling error against Quinto Ongo. Kasha Somolo, Emmanuel Mboya just taking their sweet time. This is when your game management skills come into play.
Yes, absolutely. You slow down the game, especially when you know you have a lead of 5 points or so. Just play the percentages, play in the right areas of the pitch, and that's what Jeff Ominde and Duncan Abuyeka are going to do for the remaining 8.5 minutes or so.
But they will certainly have to watch their discipline as well. You don't want to concede any cheap penalties at this point of the game. This is the moment when you have to be at 100% in terms of concentration. That's Ominde, wily from the experienced player. It is Nakuru with the momentum going forward. Jeff Ominde with the kick downfield. It forces Quinto Ongo. That kick has been sliced out into touch.
Does go out, and it's going to be a Nakuru ball here. Nakuru chasing the win that will take them into the playoffs.
And should they win today, this will be their 4th win on the trot. It started with that 46-37 win over Menengai Oilers in the Nakuru Derby. And since then, they've just been on the upward trajectory. They defeated Strathmore and Mwamba in subsequent matches and are currently leading with 6 minutes to play here against Impala Saracens at the Impala Club. This is Makori back on the field of play as well. Remember, Nakuru back to their full complement of players.
Yes, back to the full complement of players here. Was a knock on there from Nakuru, so advantage swinging back to Impala. Time running out here. 5 minutes to go to the end of this encounter. 15 points to 10. The score remains this way. Impala will get a losing bonus point, but they will be dislodged off the playoff positions, if I'm not wrong, because Nondis will still remain 4th. Mwamba will be 5th, Nakuru will be 6th, and Impala will be 7th.
That is Samson Onsomo with the scrum feed. Every minute counts. Every piece of possession counts. Billy Omondi drops that ball. It is claimed by Kasia Somolo. He is being robbed of the ball there by the Impala forwards. But the advantage is being played in Nakuru's favor by referee Constant Cap. Of course, Cassius Omolo looking to find the floor.
Just time ticking away here. Halftime score was 5-3, and as we had said earlier, it was probably going to be a low-scoring game, and it has really lived up to that as Nakuru get the scrum put in. Kasha Zomolo manhandled and gang tackled there, but he was able to hold on to that ball. And
not in our picture, but in the background, we can hear the voices of the Nakuru fans, the traveling Nakuru fans, breaking out into song as Nakuru make a late substitution. James Njenga coming on for John Mbugwa in the front row. This is Don Alwatch. Plays the pass and eventually offloads it to Brian Maina, the former Kenya Harlequin man, now playing his rugby in Nakuru.
Or will Nakuru get a bonus point win here? Remember, they have scored 3 tries here. They can't get a bonus point.
That's Jeff Ominde going for the drop goal. Could that be costly? The bounce is lucky. Kasha Somolo cleans it up for Nakuru. Referee Constant Cap was playing the advantage moments ago, but Nakuru secure possession. Is Messi on the floor, but eventually there, Jeff Ominde's kick was almost lost there. Crispin Onyango, one of the try scorers, found himself in possession, but once again it is a scrum down, it is a Nakuru scrum feed. William Njuguna, for the last 7 or so minutes, the tide has steadily been in favor of Nakuru, despite the fact that they played some moments of this game with 13 men.
Absolutely, yes, and Impala were not able to cash in and take in the advantage. So 3.5 minutes to go. It is Nakuru who are leading by 15 points to 10, 3 tries to 2. Gamel Bunyasi, the difference there with that sidestepping try to the corner a few minutes ago.
That's Don Alwatch with the scrum feed. Nakuru with the forward momentum. That's Alwatch to Makori. Gamel Bunyasi steps, turns his man inside out. Donald Watch, Oscar Oma, Ominde, Brian Maina is racing clear for the 4th try, bonus point try for Nakuru.
Yes.
William Njuguna, amazing scenes here at the Impala Club.
Yes, we had called it. Nakuru are going to chase the bonus point try there, and they finally do get it. 20 points to 10 with the conversion to come. And the silence there at the Impala Club, they're showing you who is going to come out victorious here. Well worked try there. Brian Maina spotting the gap and cruising all the way to the corner. Try number 4 for Nakuru. They get the bonus point. And game, set, match for the visitors from the Rift Valley, the former Kenya Cup champions 2013 and 2014. And those 2 yellow cards have really spurred on Nakuru. Clearly, they came out energized, and they do have the bonus point in the bag. 20 points to 10, the scoreline. And Jeffrey Ominde now with the conversion kick to come.
And on a lighter note, William Njuguna, should Nakuru be getting 2 yellow cards in order to boost their performances?
Probably, yes, they do. They look like a different animal, especially from the 62nd minute.
And as we speak, scores coming in from Ruaraka. KCB leading by 33 points to 5. Jeff Ominde's conversion attempt is short, but Nakuru with a 10-point lead. Let's just see that again. Jeff Ominde with the visionary pass there too. Brian Maina, he left Elkins Musonye for dead. George Okoa pleaded no contest as Brian Maina scored in the left-hand corner. The 4th try of the afternoon for Nakuru, bonus point try. William Njuguna, this match has had its fair share of drama, but who thought that at 10-10 and with 13 men, Nakuru would eventually go 20-10 up. They are moments away from victory, moments away from finding themselves in playoff contention. Ball is booted downfield once again by Jeff Ominde. He has certainly been a game changer for Nakuru. In my opinion, man of the match, William Juguna.
Absolutely, yes. Game management has been solid. Impala have looked second best, especially since those 2 yellow cards. They had their chances, especially with that line-out attempt. With those 2 line-out attempts in the corner. But they didn't take their chances, and they have been punished by a very efficient, very clinical Nakuru side. Collins Chogo, the line-out throw here is going to be scant consolation. Onsomu, Nyandigisi, Musonye. There's a hint of a forward pass there, but the referee hasn't seen it. Nyandigisi, offloading there to Bilomondi, can he go? Yes, he can, over the whitewash. That's Impala's 3rd try of the afternoon. Well worked try, but it could be too little too late there. Conversion kick to come now from Quinto Ongo. And Bilomondi, try number 3 for Impala. But how precious are those 7 missed points for Impala? And man in jersey number 13 there.
That's Bilomondi. He is on the floor. Just hoping it's not a recurrence of his knee injury that has seen him play sporadically this season for the Impala Saracens. The conversion attempt was not successful. The scores remain 20-15. I think we'll only be certain of the result of this match when Constant Cap blows his whistle to signal full time.
Cabras and KCB look to stay in those top 2 positions. Cabras already with a bonus point and a big hammer blow here. They lead Black Blood by 67 points to 0 at last count.
It remains tight between Nakuru and Impala. Davis Makori with that carry brought to the floor by Philip Kwame. And there it is. The full-time whistle sounds. Nakuru claiming a hard-fought win 2015 here at the Impala Club.
So Nakuru leapfrog Impala into 6th on the log here. They get the bonus point, which means they go to 38 points.
And at the end of the day, that try from Brian Minor proving to be the difference, gaining them the bonus point, as well as that 5-point buffer at the end. 2015 here. This was a match that in the final moments saw Gramuel Bunyasi sent to the sin bin. There was a red card initially issued to Edwins Makori. It was rescinded to a yellow card as we just get a confirmation of the full-time score. Nakuru 20, Impala Saracens 15. William Juguna, it has been electric.
It's been electric. As much as it's been a low-scoring game, it's been full of incidents between the 2 sides. And we'll just show you the highlights of the second half. Halftime score was 10-5. Was it 5-3? And that try scored by Crispin Onyango. And then you can see there Paul Mutsami, the second half substitute. Then Charles Odongo's kick charged down by Eric Kere, and it was scored by Kere. That took the score. And then this cutout pass, I think the moment of the match there, Gramuel Bunyasi, who had been sent to the bin for a high tackle, scooting his way, beating 2 defenders, and using his left foot to good step there to take the score there to 15-10. And then the clincher, Jeffrey Ominde feeding Brian Minor, crossed in between and scored that try to take the score to 20-10. And then Bill Omondi was able to get a consolation try for Impala to take the score to 20 points to 15. So Nakuru with a bonus point win, 4 tries to Impala's 3. Impala will get a losing bonus point, but they are out of the playoff positions as of match day 13. They dropped to 7th on the log. As we go to Carol Kamande with the match interviews with Micho Chola and Frank Ndong.
Quite an interesting second game of the day, with Nakuru getting over the hosts Impala 20 to 15 points. We have the Impala coach here just to get his afterthoughts after this game. Coach, what didn't work out today for you guys?
First of all, I'll congratulate Nakuru for the win. I think we were very poor in execution today. We had so many chances, so many line breaks. We had opportunities also to get points over the board. But we just, I mean, when you have those kind of enforced errors, it's very difficult to get anything out of the game.
There was an incident, Coach, when the captain of Nakuru was sent off and then called back. What did you make of that situation?
Well, I think there was some confusion around. The ref had warned them severally because there was a bit of chat back to the ref. It's very clear in the rugby, referees don't appreciate that. And I think it mentioned that only the captain should give the chat back. So when the captain went to ask, I think he made shall I say, a cheeky comment, and the referee wasn't happy. But he reversed that, and I think it's Cap 20 of the rules, and converted from a straight red to a yellow, which is fair enough for us. I mean, we prefer to play them when there's full compliments. But it wasn't. I think it's good eventually for everybody that he called him back.
Do you think that impacted the game in any way?
I don't think so. You know, I don't want to take anything away from Wanyore, but we were poor. We were just poor. You know, we couldn't keep possession, and all opportunities that we got. We got several line breaks, but we didn't convert those. There were several opportunities to go to over the post. We didn't convert those. The fielding was average. So while Nakuru took their chances, we were extremely poor, and I think the better team won today.
Thank you so much, Coach. Now we have the winning coach, the Nakuru RFC coach, Coach Michil. Now, Coach, congratulations, first of all. What worked out for you guys today?
I think very tough win, I must say. Impala came to play, as we talked earlier. Character is what I'll be able to say, because the boys dug deep. We were able to compete well with the set pieces. And then I was happy that we were able to score even when 13 men down. And from there, I think 4 points is good enough for us for now.
Now, Coach, the incident where you had your captain sent off and then we called back, what did you make of that?
Well, for me, I think the spirit of the game prevailed. And we have to respect the ref at the end of the day. But the fortunately came, Mr. Max Miniafu, an old man of the game, came in and calmed the nerves, and I think the game of rugby won in that incident.
From that moment, you seemed to come alive. Did that situation have an impact on your players?
Well, I think I believe so, because the boys had to dig deep. You know, the captain is an institution. That's what we call him in Nakuru. And for him to go out and come back in that fashion, I think the boys had to play for him. Actually, it's his birthday tomorrow, and actually paying for him. So well up for him, and I think rugby won at the end of the day.
Thank you so much, Coach, and congratulations once again. And that was the second match of the day. Thank you so much for watching. See you next week.